as you were kind of down on the field and whatnot on the sidelines with football. And yeah, the mornings were early.
Yep.
In there, man.
Yeah, if you're working with EQ over there, yeah, you guys are in there usually earlier than we are.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Then the media side was a lot of fun as well. There were times when I do it, I'd be in charge of Twitter or whatnot, posting stuff onto the or X, whatever you want to call it. You know, I'm posting stuff for him at the time, but
wait, you were in charge of Twitter?
I barely knew how. I knew how to take a picture and then how to post. That's about it. But no, it was a lot of fun. I'll tell you what though, the hardest one I remember was volleyball. Like keeping stats for that, dude. That is
oh my goodness,
it's like constant.
When did they have you doing it? What year?
Oh, it was when I remember the game I did. I didn't do it too much, but I was helping Steve and Jenna Larson.
Yeah.
So whatever year that was, I want to say around 20.
That's probably
16
like
or so,
16 or 17, I bet
you.
So they've actually updated the statistics system since then. We used a different system, and so now you'd actually love this new one. It's super easy. So
oh really?
That's a breeze. I just need one person on my side yelling a bunch of numbers, and we're good to go.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Before it was like writing like, it's crazy.
No, that was my very first year. I was ever interning there with my graduate degree as a GA. Like literally had like 2 or 3 of us on each side writing down, and then he had another 2 yelling out. It was crazy.
Yeah,
crazy stuff.
It's intense, man.
It was.
That doesn't sound stressful at all.
No, not at all.
No.
I don't know how they did it.
I don't know why you guys are complaining.
Hey, we're not complaining,
that sounds like a lot of fun, right? It sounds like keeping my church ball stats, honestly.
It probably is pretty close to that.
Let me another 2. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, but other game day duties we kind of have going on are the post-game press conferences that we were talking about a little bit before the show. They're super fun. It's a great experience and kind of thing to do. Talking to the coaches and then a few players of our choosing who played well, kind of thing. We have local media, local press there, which is pretty fun to interact with. You get to know a lot of people. And then after that, kind of just run stats, honestly. And then me and our interns and my boss are usually there, especially in a win. A lot more stuff to do in a win, right? Because you got more social media posts, you got more information, you got more statistics, you want to be a little bit deeper in your dive.
Oh yeah.
But we're usually there a couple hours after the game and just chilling in our newly renovated cage in the ICCU dome. If you guys haven't checked that out, it's pretty nice.
Is it up in where the old press box was, or
so it's next? It's kind of next to the press box. So the press box is on that south side, right?
Yeah.
It's to the left. So what is that? East.
Oh, cool.
So it's on the ramp. You know where the football players kind of run down. If you look over there, you'll kind of see inside the room. Not many people kind of go in there just because it's usually used for football recruiting.
You used to have the chain link fence.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't the prettiest sight for us, but no, it's gorgeous in there. They got recliners. We're taking naps in there and stuff pregame before the football players get in there. But,
correct. Yeah.
Man, it's a beautiful room if you haven't checked it out yet.
Oh, heck
it's gorgeous.
No, that's awesome.
But I mean, that even just kind of touches deeper on other people behind the scenes at ISU too, because it just didn't happen overnight, right? Like Pauline over there, the AD, she's amazing. She's probably one of the best in the business, at least from what I can tell.
She's done a lot of good for ISU,
pretty
man.
legit.
She's so awesome. She's super great at what she does, and she crushes it. There's a few other people as well, not just her, but she's got quite a handle on things. She's very good AD.
That's way cool.
Yeah, other people over there crushing their jobs as well. A few that come to mind are like my guy Crew over there. He crushes it. The associate director for development. He's going out and kind of schmoozing a little bit, and he crushes it. He's an awesome guy, and he makes you feel good.
Yeah, 100%.
There's
a lot that goes behind the scenes that people don't realize to get these things going. Even for these smaller schools like ISU, like it's crazy.
Yeah, right now we're having a bunch of planning meetings for our upcoming fall, especially football. We have season renewals that are going out pretty soon. So we've been having a lot of meetings preparing about how we want to market that kind of stuff, and that stuff goes out soon. Spring ball, we got our spring game coming up here pretty soon as well. So if you guys want to check that out, it's free to the public. You guys should come.
Heck
Definitely.
But it's pretty fun.
Really cool.
We're trying to get much more of a game day environment this year. So we want as many people there as possible, and it'd be really fun to have a lot of people out there checking out the new guys. Got a great freshman class, great transfer class coming in. So we're excited to see what they can show.
I'm excited. I think so. Don't mean to like barge in here. Sorry, we were having for those following on Facebook. Sorry about the sound difficulties. I think we got it figured out now. we had them. I don't know what happened, but just switched ports and it started working. But if you missed that part, make sure you listen to the episode. There's my shameless plug right there. But no, I think. Sorry, barge in here. You talked about football. I'm super excited to see. Is it year 2 with Hawkins, or is it year 3?
This is coming into year 3.
Year 3 with Hawkins. I think he has it more than what other like ISU coaches have had, right? Like
the previous for sure.
I think there were a few years where we had some pretty good, heartbreaking. Almost made the playoff.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What was it? 8 years ago.
Yes, the Hennessy's first season.
Yeah, that was a fun season. Like I went to so many of those games that year.
Yeah.
And it was like a really fun season. But I think Hawkins, you just see it's good to see like the incremental improvement, and you feel really building something. Because I
100% agree. Behind the scenes, that's exactly what we're all saying as well. We're very starstruck with him every time he comes in, and he has a great handle on his guys over there and his squad. So we're always excited to see what he's putting out.
Well, and he seems to like believe in his players, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Like, that's what I watch. I try to follow ISU as closely as I can. I get carried away following like Ohio State. Sorry about.
It's a little tough, right?
Still in Logan George.
We're excited to see how.
I'm excited to see how he does. Yeah. I hope he gets some playing time. Like I think he will. He was awesome to watch.
Yeah, he was last year. A stud, man.
Stud.
Yeah.
But I watch his conference, his post-game press conferences regularly, and he just seems like you said, he seems to like have a really good handle on it. Like he seems to know, like almost immediately, like it's a sign of a good coach. I feel like he knows almost immediately like what they need to address, and he takes like the responsibility. Like, yep, like we need to get better at this. We didn't do this, and that's on me.
Yeah,
it's on the coaching.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I 100% agree. So, yeah,
I think he's great. Like,
as the young kids,
needs to keep him as long.
Yeah, I think we would all agree with that for sure. But as the young kids would say, his aura is there for sure, and it's growing as you can every day. So,
because his background is he was a quarterback at Colorado when his dad coached there, right?
Yep. Yeah,
that's so cool.
It's super cool, right?
And his dad is even coming and helping out.
Yeah, he's been involved this past season specifically. He was coming and helping out a little bit. I don't know how far involved he was. I don't think he was super involved, but he was there, and he was there in the game days as well, on the sidelines for most of the time. But that's cool. I don't know how involved he'll be this upcoming season, but it's just a great presence to have.
Even if he's a little bit involved, it's a good win.
Exactly.
That alone is a good win for ISU, right? Because
absolutely.
You think Craig Hawkins? Do you think the success, like he kind of laid the groundwork at Boise State for Chris Peterson, right? Wasn't he there for Chris Peterson?
I don't know.
Let me double check
off the top of my head.
Let me fact check.
Because then I want to say he was at Boise State, and then he went to, maybe I'm thinking somebody else, and that would be really embarrassing. Right?
Nah, you're all good.
But I want to say like he was right before Chris Peterson. I don't have my phone right there, but anyway, I would say he was right before Chris Peterson, or he coached at Boise State at some point. I may be up at night.
I do vaguely remember.
Coached at Boise State. I'm losing the name. Local.
Cutter.
So
Cutter coached there, and then Hawkins coached there, right?
I got it right here for you, actually. So Dan Hawkins' coaching career, he was at UC Davis before for us, long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was awesome. And then he was at a few different random teams I haven't heard of before, but Colorado, 06 to 2010, Boise State. He was their OC, tight end coach, special teams coach, running backs coach from 98 to 2000, then 01 to 05 head coach.
Yeah, so before Chris Peterson, so he kind of laid the groundwork for that. Chris Peterson, I feel like he did at least. So, but that alone, right? Like that's a good
someone to have good helping out,
person to have on your side of the ring, right? With boxing in your corner, right? So that's way cool. Sorry, I didn't.
No, I absolutely agree with that.
Barge in there, but
no,
I think there's potential, right? Like with Pocatello, and not dogging Pocatello at all, because I'm born and raised here, love it here. But I think there's so much potential. Like when ISU athletics do good, it's cool to see that dome pack, like the Fennessee's first year.
Yep.
Like we went to, was it Montana State, where it was just like it was down to the wire.
Yep. Yeah, they took
And
them
they
down
played,
to
like,
it.
They took Montana State to the wire, and it was like that dome. When like my dad tells stories about their 1981, is it 81 national champion?
Yep.
He tells stories about that and how they had to like bring in bleachers in the end zones
Oh,
because
yeah.
there
I've
were
seen
so
the
many
pictures.
people wanting
Yeah.
to get into those games, and
It's
they
wild.
like had people sitting on the stair. Like you'll get in trouble for doing that now.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate we can't
It
do
was the
that.
80s.
but,
They
yeah,
didn't care.
they-
So
They had it good back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, we're hoping
it
to
was
have
cool. It was so cool to see like ISU do something like that, get playoff games at home.
We're hoping to have very similar this year, upcoming season. We want that dome packed as much as possible. So we're hoping to have it just as packed as we did in 81. We think that we'll have a great team this year, and we're hoping that Pocatello shows out, because last season we felt like the crowd there really won games, and I think you guys, being sports fans, can absolutely attest to that.
Home field advantage, man.
Crowd sometimes wins the game.
It does.
Especially in that dome.
Yeah.
Right? Like
oh,
I think
yeah.
there
it
was
gets rocking. It's
this
fun.
last year. I mean, we got screwed. I won't go there, but we got screwed out of the game against Portland State. Like there were some. Like I felt like a high school. Anyway, I felt like a high school ref could have refed better in that game. Anyway,
Yeah.
but I'll die on that hill.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I mean, there could have been better officiating, but there could also been better defensive play as well, right?
Yeah, they had no. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, you're all
Alex,
good.
I
We're all
don't
good.
want
Alex.
to dog on it.
No.
But
Real
anyway,
quick, I want to say, what do you
there
always
was-
say? Don't put yourself in a position to have to blame the refs.
Right, and
Yeah.
and I don't think there were some very questionable calls at the end of the game, and I won't blame the refs because, like you said, we could have played better defense.
There we go.
For ISU, could have definitely played better defense, but I think there was one point where a play happened, whistle was blown, and it was so loud in the dome that you couldn't hear. Like when it gets loud in that dome, like you can't hear the whistle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
Like
it's
the players
indoor
couldn't even
and-
hear it.
it's
and it was
the same thing with
crazy.
Reed Gym over for volleyball and basketball, men's and women's. When it gets rocking over there with 2,000 plus 2,500, it's fun. You can't hear the refs whistle that much, and
It's awesome.
it gets rocking. It's super fun.
Right. But I think it'd be cool. Like, I'm really excited. I hope like the football team, well, any team, volleyball had a really good season
Oh, they crushed
this
it
last year. Lots of
Yeah.
dubs. But like seeing that football team do good. Pocatello is a town that I think they're I won't say fair weather fans, but to an extent, like
Yeah,
that you have that right. But when ISU is good, Pocatello comes out and supports.
Yeah.
they do. They see a few wins rolling in, and they'll come out. They'll come out for sure.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah. I remember there were some good games, man. Back when I was on the equipment staff there,
Yeah.
like I remember Montana came in and no one expected us to beat them, but
No.
we kept it close. We only lost by like 7, but
Yeah.
it was a heck of a game, man. Like it was.
Were you guys there
amazing.
for the Eastern Washington game? Not this season, but the season previous. Oh man, that was a good one. We were down like, I think it was 41-24 or something like that. 41-20 maybe.
Came back
I
to win,
remember.
yeah.
We were all
I
up
watched-
in the press box, a little down in the dumps. We had the Eastern Washington video staff right next to us recording, and they were giving each other too many high fives for our likings. But no, we came back in like, I think it was the
ended up-
last 3 minutes of the third and the fourth quarters, outscored them by 24 points or something like that. And then their kicker missed a field goal wide right. But us being on the press box, it looked pretty good from where we all
Yeah.
sunk
I'll
our
bet.
head. We were like, no. And then we saw the rest going, no. We freaked out. We were jumping.
So cool.
I get pretty hyped talking about it.
Didn't-
Oh heck yeah,
I
dude.
didn't watch it in person, but I remember pulled it up on ESPN. That's like my favorite thing, right?
Mhm.
That we now, if you have ESPN Plus, you can pull up your ISU sports. You can pull up most of their football games, most of their basketball games.
All of them. Almost
two.
all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
All of
just
them.
pull up ESPN Plus.
Yep.
Pull them up right there. I remember looking at that game. Like you bring it up, but I remember looking at that game and tell my dad, because Saturdays during football, I think like football season get really busy, right? Because for me, I have Ohio State to watch. I like to follow BYU. I follow Idaho State as well because
You got your
that's where I
squads.
did I got my squads right.
Yeah.
each level, I guess. BYU's in a power conference now, so
They've always kind of been there, but
they've always kind of been there. But anyway, and I remember like talking to my dad and being like, "Oh man, like ISU is getting smoked," and then it's one of those that you pull the score back up and you're like, "Oh my gosh!"
What did I
we
miss?
watched the fourth quarter, all of us huddled around my phone, like
yeah, it's
watching
really
it. And
fun
like,
to watch.
I missed it. Yeah,
Mhm.
it was
Away games, Goodies. Have you guys been to Goodies downtown? Or not downtown, but over by ISU.
Pizza bombs are amazing.
They're incredible. I love their sandwiches personally.
I've never had their sandwiches.
They're
They smell good
so
though.
Good.
Yeah.
The hot chicken avocado pepper jacks, my God, go to over there. But no, the away games are really fun to watch over there. They got a great crowd, men's and women's basketball and football. They love watching them over there, so it's super fun.
It's good. No, I didn't know
Yeah.
they had them over there.
Yeah, always.
Watch parties. That's cool.
All the away games, yeah. But no, when it gets rocking in that dome, it's super fun.
Dude,
I love it.
It is,
Cool.
and it's something different when you're involved as well, whether it be an internship or your job. Like I know what you mean, like the excitement that you get and whatnot, dude. It's on a different level, man. It's freaking awesome.
I highly go through the players. I live through the players 100%. So I live through our teams. When they win and pull out a win, I win and pull out a win too. So
100%.
yeah, me and my boss are always like, yeah, that win felt so good. It hit
Oh, yeah.
crack, baby. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it felt good.
It was amazing.
It always feels good, especially to get those big wins. The men's basketball team pulling out the consecutive wins at home over the Montanas this season was really big, and that was really fun to watch as well.
that was cool. They got a pretty high seed in the Big Sky.
Fourth seed,
this year.
Yeah.
tied for the highest seed in the Looney era since he's been here, which is awesome. The other time was the COVID season, so it was a little bit shortened, right?
Right.
So this was the real full season, and kind of felt like we did tie for third in the standings, but we got the fourth seed.
Right.
But didn't go the way we wanted in that third round game against MSU, which was unfortunate. Just couldn't get our shots to fall, which always stinks when it kind of feels like you kind of lost the game more so than they won the game. If you kind of say it that way. But
Beat yourself.
I mean, that men's basketball squad has a few good returners coming back, just announced today, so it's breaking news if you'd say. But Dylan Darling, the MVP for the Big Sky Conference, announced he's coming back, so we're very,
That's dope.
Heck
very,
yeah.
very happy about that. And then a few other key contributors to the squad have also said they're coming back for next year.
That's
like,
awesome.
Connor Hollenbeck and Evan Otten. So we're both
Running it back.
yeah, kind of, right? So we're super excited about them. We were disappointed Jake O'Neal couldn't get another waiver, but it might have been his time to hang up the college career.
Yeah.
So, but he was, oh man, I wish he could have played longer at ISU.
That'd
He
be
was
cool.
The
awesome.
NCAA was handing those out like candy anyway.
They are. Didn't you see Hunter Dickinson for Kansas got another year? He's in the portal.
So
That's
Did he?
crazy.
Yeah, that's
Seventh
crazy.
year.
Trevin Nell from BYU
Mm-hmm.
got another year and then went into the portal. I don't know if that
Oh, okay.
makes.
He's going to go over to Kentucky with
That's what I
Mark
said.
Pope.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
He needs to find his own players. And
That's true.
we'll
No,
keep
I'm
our
joking.
AJ DeBances and
Oh,
Sorry.
man. He's going to be good.
he's
Yeah.
still
gonna
good.
be
That team is anyway.
His dunk
yeah,
over
we'll
Angel
get
Reese
into-
is pretty cool.
That was pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah.
He seems pretty legit. Like I'm excited to watch him.
I mean,
Watch him
it'd been
play.
cool if it'd been like Cameron Brink, someone a little taller than Angel Reese, but
Yeah.
they're still cool.
She's still pretty tall, though.
Yeah.
She's still pretty tall.
For sure.
Um,
That's cool. So being intricately, there's that word again.
Oh, I can't say statistics, so you're all good.
I can't. We could top 5 words you can't say. That's top 5 we should do.
Intricate
Sometimes
like
that
that
might
top
be
5.
cinnamon. Anyway, that would be another one for me.
phrases.
Cinnamon, Anyway, being like so closely involved with ISU athletics, we talked a little bit about the transfer portal with Hunter Dickinson,
Mm-hmm.
different things like that. How do you see it? Like, how have you seen it help ISU? I know you said with the football team we have a lot of cool, really solid transfers coming in,
Mm-hmm.
but how do you see it hurting guys? Like, where's the balance for ISU? You feel?
Me personally, being around a lot closer with men's basketball specifically, I kind of see it helping us and hurting us the exact same ways. We're losing guys, but we're also gaining really great players as well through it. So it really is half glass empty, half glass full kind of vibe. You can kind of be positive about it, kind of be negative about it, and it'll be negative and it'll be positive. So
Right.
I think you have both sides to look
Could
at.
be like a net
Yeah.
neutral.
And it's ever changing too is the problem,
Right.
right? Like this year's portal isn't the same as last year's portal, and next year's
totally
portal will be
different.
totally different, and who knows what rules will be in place 5 years from now. So it's a little bit tricky to navigate right now, especially for the coaches. That's kind of who I feel the worst for in the portal. They have it the worst for sure, but then there's other coaches like the Maryland coach, but we won't get into that either. But no, it's an interesting little dilemma that we got in college athletics right now, and we'll see how it develops over the next year and the next 5 and 10 years. And it's exciting to see the athletes kind of get to choose what they want to do. I know me growing up as a kid, I would have loved to see that. That would have been awesome. That would have been so cool to see Reggie Bush in the portal and Matt Leinart in the portal, right? All those guys back then, and Vince Young, and so it's been so cool. But no, I think it has its positives and negatives, just like everything. So
100%.
We talk about it. I don't know why it gets brought up. I think I'm trying to figure out how I feel about it, because like I said, it giveth and it taketh away, right? Like, I think that's the best way to put it.
It's got its pros and cons.
Got its pros and I do think there are rules that need to be like put in place, and they need to adjust it, because
I agree.
Like the football, they made a 12-team playoff, right, in the FBS. I don't even know if you can call it FBS anymore. Anyway, but you have like the 12-team playoff, right, and the national championships played after
it opens.
Like after it opens, yeah. So you have teams, if they're making a run, like that can be distracting for a team, right? If I was making a run in the FCS tournament, in basketball, football, volleyball, and players are like, come in, somebody comes in with an NIL deal, hey, we'll pay you $500,000 a year, to come play for us. Then
what are you gonna do? It's tough.
You can't blame them for saying, go make that money.
We saw that a couple times in this men's tournament. It happened a few times with a few different teams. I know a Michigan player declared before they were even out, and then there was a different player with I don't remember, a smaller school, not a Power 4 team, but he declared like literally 15 minutes after the team got eliminated, like in the locker room. I'm like, did you turn in the jersey to the team manager at least first? But
that's insane, man.
No, there was a few instances like that this year. So me and a few other people at ISU had been texting, like, how does that work? Like, are you still getting a ride home with the team? Like, are you on
get your own ride, man?
Like, it might be like that. I have no idea.
You better find your own plane ticket too, man.
I mean, McNeese State's manager.
Oh my goodness!
He entered the transfer portal.
That's wild. That's the first I've heard that.
I went over to NC State. I'm sure he got a great payday from the Wolfpack over there.
Well,
then he got like 4 NIL deals, 2 with different brands and whatnot. Is insane, man.
I think because we talked a little bit about NFL head coaches, right? Like, for example, Kellen Moore going over to the Saints. As the Eagles are making a Super Bowl run, you saw, was it Maryland's coach? I mean, I don't know if we want to bring him up, but like Maryland's coach, like they lost in the tournament, and it was like the next day he's like, "Yep, I'm out."
Yeah, he was pretty quick. I mean, that was the fact.
It's
he was
definitely
pretty quick.
taken. I don't know if loyalty is the right word, because I mean, is it loyal if you don't have any autonomy? Right? Like,
well,
that's what we went from absolutely no autonomy. You stick with. A couple weeks ago we were talking about. On the podcast, we were talking about Matt Gutierrez and when he came to ISU. Mid 2000s.
Yeah, because he'd have to sit out a year.
Yeah, because he'd have to sit out a year. He went to Michigan, got beat out by Chad Henne, and then came to ISU because if you transferred down to FCS, you didn't have to sit out, right?
Yep.
But I think, and that's like, went from no autonomy to so much autonomy that we have players, Cam Ward played for 3 different schools.
He's all over this place.
Dylan Gabriel played for 3 different schools. Players just all over the place, and I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it, but it'll be interesting to see long term what rules, like you said, what rules develop, how it can benefit ISU, and how it can hurt. I mean,
it's a difficult little world to travel around right now. So
big time.
We'll see how it ends up navigating, and I'm pretty excited to see how it ends up going, but I'm also a little nervous, but I'm pretty excited as well.
Yeah, and hopefully benefits ISU in the long run.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, I would imagine so, with a few people behind the scenes going on over there, and Pauline at the helm, and the current coaches we have in over there are incredible at what they do, and they're all great recruiters. A bunch of our assistants are awesome as well at what they do. So I'm confident that if they kind of stay the way they are and keep things moving, that it definitely will benefit us.
Oh yeah.
I
That's
think
way cool.
yeah, I think we've seen a few, especially with basketball coming in. This past year we had 12 transfers come in. Technically 11, and then one joined us late, so we
It's
can't.
almost a whole team there.
It literally is.
Yeah.
We were only one of 27 schools in all of Division I college basketball. So like including like, you know, the big boys like Duke and Carolina and stuff. So it was really impressive to see what our men's team specifically did with so many new faces around the team this year, and how they kind of changed and adapted their lineup throughout the season. Shout out my boy Jackson Green and Blake Daberco getting some more PT throughout the season. They really excelled when they got in there and did really well, but our starters also crushed it. So
Yeah.
they're not the only ones to give thanks to, but they did great. They're my guys I was calling for to get some more PT, so I was happy to see them
Heck
get in
yeah.
there around Christmas time.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
But it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun to see how it goes and see new faces in there and get to work with them so closely. Being the men's basketball primary SID, I get to do all the photo shoots for the recruits and get to do all the graphics and all the photo
awesome.
design and all that. And it's a little much sometimes, but I get a lot of experience, which is awesome. So I'm very fluent in all those Adobe products that you need experience in nowadays that I didn't have experience before, and all that fun stuff. And I get to write like the pre and post game like write-ups on our website, or all the new player write-ups we just signed, blah blah blah, and all the achievement write-ups like Dylan Darling named MVP, blah blah blah, stuff like that.
Right.
So I get a lot of journalism experience, if you want to say that as well. So
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's way cool.
So that's cool, man.
It's super fun, right? Like you always, at least for me as a kid, it was something I wanted to try. So I'm really happy that I'm at least trying it out and seeing what it's like, and I'm loving it. So it's fun.
Good.
That's awesome.
So I know we talked about it earlier too, the ISU renovation, whatnot.
Yeah.
Have you seen that gonna positively impact ISU playing there?
Oh my goodness, yes. Like the amount of comments we've had over the last 2 seasons is just like, oh my goodness, it looks so good in here now. Like, holy crap, I didn't know the field looked this good.
I
Like,
mean, it looked ugly before.
it did, the old turf was a little ratchety looking, but this new turf looks
Then
incredible.
the ceiling as well, man.
We got an open sky, not a skylight, but we got some open windowing going in. We went in on the north side over there, and it looks incredible. Allows real light to come in, and we got a whole thing in there, and it looks incredible. It's because we got a 4 p.m. kickoff too. There's still light out, so all our photos are turning out a lot better for sure on the
That's
media
awesome.
end, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
That's way cool.
But no, it just looks incredible in there. We got new seating, so you guys are a little more comfy when you're sitting up there.
So those hard seats, you get the soft ones now.
Yeah, a little bit. But no, I think it's a lot more comfortable. And then I think it just feels good in there too. You got to touch up, so you kind of feel a little bit better about it, right? If you're living in a house that was remodeled in 2018, I think I'm going to feel a little bit better about that than my spot that was made in 2002. You know,
Yeah, 100%.
for sure.
So,
For sure, I think
do they do any of the men's basketball in the ICC dome?
No, unfortunately not.
No.
We haven't seriously thought about it, but we've just brought it up jokingly, kind of. And it'd be pretty chilly over there unless you played during the summer or something like that, because there's not a whole ton of warmth going on in there for a basketball game
takes a lot to
specifically.
heat that place.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The winters get cold when they're playing, so
Yeah.
but it would be fun, like just the view of it. We have some photos up in our offices of the old games when they used to play back there, and it's like the vibe is so cool.
Yeah.
The aura is so cool.
It's kind of crazy though, like being out there, because when I did my internship, we had a few games that were done at that time, the Holt Arena.
They were still going out there. That's super cool.
But it's like kind of crazy because everything's dark around. So
yeah,
and the bleachers on like behind the backboards, they're not clear up. So like all you see is like this outer darkness in a sense when you're looking
It gives it
clear
an
back out.
interesting
Like
feel. Yeah,
it's
I remember going to a
weird, but
couple
it's pretty
games.
cool.
My grandma was like regular season ticket holder for football, regular season ticket holder for basketball, and so when my grandpa didn't want to go, it was, hey, do you want to come with me? Sure.
That's
My
super
grandma
fun.
loved her ISU athletics, right?
Mhm.
yeah. That's a large
they
part of our
went to-
demographic
yeah.
too. Is actually 65 plus. You'd be surprised. It's like 50% of our demographic for most games.
Yeah, and it was cool. I think there's a benefit. Like, there's pluses and minuses, right? I think Reed's Gym, like you said, that has the potential when they're playing well and there's a run going and different things. That place can get really loud because I've seen games of both. But it had a cavernous feel that had a different like type feel to it when they played in the ICCU Dome, which wasn't a bad thing. Like, it was pretty cool. It kind of reminded me like the Alamo Dome or Astrodome, like when they show basketball games being played in there. So
and they kind of cut up the top layer, and it's just the bottom two bowls or something like that.
Yeah, no, it was really cool.
One of the big issues playing in the Holt Arena was because you know how bad the roof used to be.
Oh yeah,
there was a couple times start leaking down on the court during the game.
There were literally birds living in the ceiling up there.
It looks. I think they did a really good job with that renovation.
Oh, they crushed it.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, it's got to be the best work to date. So
the
for
ISU
them in the last few years,
logo on the seats, like how they did the seats
Looks
a
clean.
certain way.
Yeah,
looks fresh, and
it is way cool.
When they turned the lights, so the LED lighting. So my family was actually very intricately involved with like when they used to do like a lot of concerts in the Holt Arena.
Oh, we really?
Yeah. So like my dad spotlighted for Garth Brooks, Foreigner, Journey,
that's
maybe
pretty
not
cool.
Journey, Fleetwood Mac. That's the one I was thinking of. Van Halen came in, right? Like they would get all sorts of cool concerts coming to that place.
That's pretty dang cool.
And so, but when they we've been up. I don't know if you guys ever been up on the catwalk.
I have one time. I'm terrified.
One time's enough, right?
Dude, I would not.
I've been up there one time, and it was like one time's enough because you don't realize how high up that is until you're up there, and you're like, "Holy crap!" Anyway,
I touched on that real quick. I have to give props to our new president, Dr. Robert Wagner. He descended within the rock climbing gear down from the scoreboard in the very center. So you had to go through the catwalk to the middle of the field and descended straight down. So in my head I was thinking, no way I'd be doing that. Right now.
That's wild.
When they did those concerts, so I know I'm totally digressing from it, but it's a cool story. I promise. Okay, when they did the concerts, my uncle would climb out. So they have the flag, right? That drops down. Fun fact: my grandpa actually was part of the group that designed that flag to do that, and he came up with the original idea when they did a dance festival in the 60s, 70s.
ICCU Dome lore right there.
Yeah, so he actually helped design, and he was an engineer by trade, so he helped design how that actually dropped and how it rolled back up. And so every time it drops, I'm like, hey, Grandpa. Yeah,
I like
exactly.
that.
Yeah,
that's all we think
anyway,
now too.
But my uncle, when they would get, have to do stuff like lights and different things for those concerts, he would climb out on the flag, so not on the catwalk.
Wow.
He would climb over the bars on the catwalk. OSHA might be coming after my uncle after this. But, he would climb out on the flag, and he was telling me a story one time that they dropped it while he was on the flag, and that thing has so much weight that it just made that thing shit. Anyway, sorry, we've really digressed, but I do love what they've done with the Holt Arena. I think one of the coolest things, you talked a little bit about game day atmosphere and trying to really create that for the teams. One of the coolest things I think they've done is with the LED lights is be able to turn those off.
Yeah.
And then it just the team coming in and we do straight hype.
Yeah, it is. It's super fun. We're actually
the new scoreboards look amazing.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but we're trying to do that when we score as well for touchdowns this year. Get the flashing lights going. So we're really trying to push for that. We're not sure if we're allowed to, so that's why we're trying to see if we can.
Right.
Yeah. A bunch of other teams do it, like the Power 4 teams. You see do that all the time when they score. So we'll see how it works out with different people that we need to talk to first.
Went to a couple BYU games, and I think I want to say they would do it too. They would turn the lights. They turned the lights off because they just ISU actually switched to LED lights sooner than BYU did.
Oh, okay.
So BYU just got the ability to turn the lights off, and they would do the intro. It adds so much to it, right?
It's a super fun little game day environment.
96 bowls when they were able. United Center was one of the first. Okay, I don't know why I'm getting.
No, you're good. I
United, I'm just nerding out over here about lighting is, but I really like that comment that you made, creating that game day atmosphere. Yeah. United Center was one of the first stadiums that I actually could turn off lights, so like to do that at, right?
Hmm.
It's like the Delta Center. They took like 20 minutes to get the lights back up.
Yeah,
So
warm back up.
clear up until like 2010.
There you
Like
go.
they would
Yeah,
not turn
take
the
it
lights
on.
off at the Delta Center.
Well, do you remember that in high school too? About how in the gym they turn them off and then they'd slowly come back on.
Yeah, slowly. But so I
Yeah,
think
my high
I
school
think
gym was similar.
that's cool. They do it at Lambeau, right? When they score a touchdown, they
Yeah,
flash the lights. I
Yeah.
think it's a cool idea.
yeah, it'd be a really cool little idea.
Yeah.
Players aren't tripping over each other. I don't see an
Yeah.
issue with it.
Yeah, we have great marketing directors too over there
Mhm.
for athletics. Our old marketing director Caroline and our current marketing director Evan. They're great at music. That's one of their game day jobs as our
Mhm.
marketing directors is handling the music, and they have a bunch of interns that will switch between the different ads and TV stuff that goes on the big boards and whatnot. But they're in charge of playing the right song at the right time, and
Yeah.
that's a pretty harder job done than said.
Mhm.
So
It really is.
our guy Evan this past season did a great job with it. It was his first year as a Division I marketing director, so he's coming from Central Washington, so we were really happy with, especially that. I thought he crushed it. We got a lot of compliments on our game day music and how hype it was and how good it was. So
That's way cool.
yeah, it was awesome.
We got a few questions from Facebook.
Oh
Most
yeah.
of them come from Francis.
Oh,
You know,
Good old
yeah,
Francis.
I love that guy.
uh,
He's a handsome fella.
so you talked about how Goodies is a good place to eat.
Yeah.
when ISU's playing on the road. Francis wants to know what the best place to eat after ISU losses.
Oh man, me and
Your
my
house, so you can.
yeah,
Dude,
I'm-
a lot of times they cater in Chick-fil-A, man.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm a Wingstop guy. It's open.
Wingstop.
It's open late. I love their tenders. I'm a big tender. They got big.
What's your
guys.
go-to sauce or rub?
Oh, the garlic parmesan.
Oh,
I'm
garlic
a sucker
parmesan,
for
good.
that
The
stuff.
Hawaiian.
That's good. That's one
partial
of my
to the
wife's
Hawaiian.
favorite. That's good stuff.
I have yet to have Wingstop disappoint me.
And I
Buffalo Wild Wings, on the other hand, has disappointed.
I
Anyway,
agree. I agree with you, brother. I'm on
this
the
is
same
most
train. We're on the same train. Don't you worry. I'll go on with you.
Another question. Right. Francis also wants to know when he's getting women's softball tickets.
He has my number. He can get them anytime he'd like.
There you go, Francis. There's
Yeah.
your answer.
As long as you're being a cheerleader on the sideline.
Also, we said with all the returning players, you talked a little bit about a few players just announced that they're returning to ISU for the next year on their basketball team. What do you feel like their chances are winning the Big Sky or
It's always
making
tough to tell.
making a run?
Another really good squad this year in the Big Sky. Portland State has had a few key guys announce they're returning as well. So, I mean, they're going to be a team to look out for. Their coach, Jace, does an incredible job recruiting every single season. So, I'm sure he'll bring in some good guys in the transfer portal and off season as well. The Montanas are always going to be teams to look out for.
Freaking Montana.
I know. No, that's literally what we're saying in the offices.
Yeah.
Every day we got a schedule against one of them. We're like, the freaking Montanas, man.
I hate them.
That Montana
guys.
State football team this year was.
Oh my goodness, they were tough. I felt
They were
like our
awesome to watch,
football
though.
team
Won't
actually
lie.
did not play bad against them when
They
they
didn't,
came.
no.
They got a late touchdown on us in like the last 6 seconds. So the score was ran up a little bit, but it looked worse than it was on the score in the final. But I thought our team played really well against them. I thought our defense held their own, and I thought our offense held their own as well. I thought both sides of the ball played really well. Special teams as well played really well.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a really good game against a really good team. So it was another one of those close ones that we just don't come out on top against the Montanas. You know, you were saying
Yeah.
it earlier.
Yeah, and sometimes you're still proud of them.
I know,
Like
right?
after
That's
that, even
kinda
during those
how it
losses,
feels,
man, you're
but-
like, dude, I'm still freaking happy and proud to be a fan because they freaking killed it still.
Shout out to our men's basketball squad. First win over Montana in 17 games. So they were 0-17 in the last 17. So they're 1-17 now in the last 18. So
That's crazy.
They got the first win this year in the last 10 seasons basically. So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
they knocked us out of the last two postseasons. So we were very happy to get that win. But yeah, it was
That's way
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Good.
We've talked. So Dave, who I don't know if you've listened to some of our other episodes, we regularly have Dave on, and him and I have talked actually a little bit recently. Over time, we're like, we would be so fun to just get like a sweet tailgate set up.
Oh yeah, you guys
Or
can.
ISU,
Yeah, I can get you guys in
like-
contact with the right person over there for it.
That would be so cool because like
Heck
that's
yeah.
like his dream is like have
Yeah.
an RV,
It's
have
fun.
games going, just play some cornhole.
When
Are we allowed to have beer out there?
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
It's tailgate, baby. Come on now. We're not at BYUI.
We're not at BYU, Ryan.
I wasn't sure. I just wanted to know before, but
Yeah, no,
let's
you're
do
way
this.
good.
Or Utah. I think Utah can't have.
I
Maybe
think
they can
I think
now.
Utah is probably good.
There's some
these
other
days.
like outside
BYU maybe
or
not,
concerts that come in because I went to
Oh,
Garth
okay.
Brooks concert
Garth
Yeah,
Brooks
the
at Rice
concert.
Eccles Stadium,
Yeah.
right? And randomly, like
There's said
Garth Brooks made the comment. He was like, "This is like the least drunk I've seen everybody at a concert."
I could believe
He's like,
that.
"This is so much fun."
I could believe that. But no,
That's
it's
awesome.
you guys are more than welcome and encouraged to come tailgate and
That's way
stuff.
cool.
It's awesome. I used to work as one of the Learfield reps or one of their assistants at least, and one of the jobs was going out there and taking pictures of the game day pregame stuff out there. So
Oh, dope.
they're all having fun out there. It's no Ohio State tailgate,
Hey,
but
you know what?
We'll get there.
we will. That's the goal, right?
We will
Is
get
we're
there,
gonna be
100%.
Ryan and I
yeah.
will create the From the Sidelines
Tailgate.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, back in '81, what was the tailgates like? Right? I bet they were like Ohio State's current tailgates.
Yeah.
I'll have to get my dad on and ask him, "Hey, did you tailgate?"
Exactly. That's what I want to know. That's the
There we go.
hard hitting question.
That'd be so cool. I
He
think,
should be watching right now to answer that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Madison, your wife,
Yep.
said he'll probably say Wingstop.
She knows me better than anyone else. That's
And
for sure.
Francis just mentioned that I was flexing my generational wealth. Francis, if you find my generational wealth, let me know where it is. Because there's no generational wealth. There's just
Yeah.
my grandpa was able to get in with the right people and
Yeah.
different things like that. So
Yeah. Some
For the
people
right
are
people,
lucky.
I don't know if it's
Mhm.
the right people because 50 years later we're still doing it. So
Yeah. That's all good.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Any other things that you want to share with anyone or that we didn't
I mean,
think about? Or
if we're just chatting ISU sports real quick, I got to give a shout out to the softball team. If you guys haven't been out, we got 2 more home series this year, so 6 more total games at home. 3, excuse me, are this weekend. 2 on Friday, 1 Saturday, 12:30 and 3, and then 12 on Saturday. They play UNC. They're the 2-time reigning tournament champ. But right now we're currently in first in the league standings and overall standings. So
oh, heck yeah.
we're looking to get some revenge for 2 seasons ago for the tournament championship they got over us. So our coaches have done an incredible job over there. Andrew Rich, our head coach, is an incredible softball coach. He stuck with us after a few contract offers on the off seasons that he's been here, and we're very thrilled to have him with us. And he's just an incredible coach. He does an incredible job with his squad down there, and they're crushing it right now. They went 2-1 over in Sac State just this past weekend. The 2 wins were on the Friday, so they got the sweep there in the doubleheader. The Bats were alive in those 2 games, and then lost 2-1 in the game 3 Saturday. The pitcher, Lizzie Tomasini, had a great 2. She pitched the first and third game. Both games she did awesome. 1 earned run over those 2 games. I think she had 9 strikeouts, like
That's
a
good.
.67 ERA or something.
Wow.
So
That's good.
when our pitchers are
crazy.
alive and our bats can just get like 4 or 5 plus runs, man, we're a tough team to stop. It looks like this season.
That's way cool.
We had a great tournament this year. We I don't know if you guys have been to the field or seen anything on Facebook, but we just got a brand new turf renovation as well out there. So it's
did
all
you?
turf, so we can play through the snow, which has hindered their season the last few seasons. Dropped it like 75% of the season is gone, at least at home. So that's unfortunate. But this year we've been able to play all scheduled games at home, which is awesome. They had a home tournament, the Direct Communications Invitational or something like that. They hosted Utah, Boise State, and they hosted forget the last team, but Montana was there as well. There's one more squad as well there, but yeah, they had a few good squads there. They went 1-2 overall with Utah, but we had 2 losses by like 2 runs or less. One was by 2, one was by 1, so they were close. Got 1 win over them, which was huge, and then I forget what we did against Boise State, and I can pull it up real quick, but they're just doing awesome over there.
That's really cool.
So UNC this weekend, we're super excited to host them, and we'll see what we'll be able to do against 2-time tournament reigning champs.
Heck yeah.
That's where we'll be this week, this upcoming off season for the postseason tournament, because the regular season champion the season prior hosts it. So
Okay.
we got to host it this past season because we won it the regular season year before.
Okay.
And it was a super fun experience. Got a lot of different people, some great experience working a Big Sky Championship event, which is a lot of different games and a lot of different days when you're hosting.
Yeah.
So working super hard out there, but it was a great little thing to work for and work with and just produce a great environment, a great event. And we're excited that we don't have to host again this year.
Yeah, right.
We wish we did. No,
But at the
we
same
wish
time,
we
you
did.
wish you did,
We wish
yeah.
100% we did.
Correct, yeah.
It's 100% a sacrifice that we're willing to make in the sports information department to do that. So we're rooting for any championships we can host at any time.
Yeah.
But,
So
yeah.
I went to ISU as well, got athletic administration. So I'm familiar with what you've done too, you know.
100%, yeah.
So in our marketing class, when we were going, y'all had the big project, you know, you have to go market something to try and help it out to improve them.
Mm-hmm.
We were assigned softball, me and my group, because we wanted to, that time there's kind of a little focus, try and get more people to come out to the softball games and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So I just remember that was a lot of fun. And it's kind of difficult because we were like, you got to target these people, and it was the families on ISU, not like the single people or whatnot, but the family. So kind of up top above Bart's Field and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it was like how to get people to come out to that, you know. So
Yeah.
it was a
It's
lot of
difficult
fun.
sometimes,
It
but
is. We're
it's
like,
fun though. It's rewarding
Yeah.
when they do come. You're like, oh yeah, I
Yeah.
got some fans out here.
yeah, but it was fun. And so I don't know how softball turnout is now or anything, but it was a lot of fun. We got a lot of success on that. So I just remember talking softball and whatnot, and that's what our big event was. And so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we still have a bunch of marketing students that come in and help us out. They're mainly our main interns are either business or marketing students that come in and help us out, and we wouldn't be able to operate without them. They're our life's support and our life saviors most of the time for sure.
Does any of them go out and get Kiwi Loco to bring out to the game?
Not Kiwi Loco, but I mean other like food, like Domino's is one of our personal we have I'm one of our main interns. Shout out Jackson. He loves Domino's, so he's always. I mean, I've grown to love it as well.
Yeah.
Their crust is amazing. My wife is not a big Domino's fan though, so she always grabs something else when she's coming in too, especially after a football game.
Yeah.
But no, it's super fun having them around and getting to know all of them. One of our previous interns that was our GA, we got very close with over the last year and a half. He just got a job at Idaho in January. So it's a little bittersweet seeing him in that gold and black every time when the Vandals come to town. But I also love him to death because he's like a brother to me. So, but yeah, it was super sad seeing him go. But I'm super happy for him to get his first full-time job, just like this was my first full-time gig. And just getting your foot in that door, that first full-time gig, especially in this kind of field. Just getting connections and getting that first-time job is really big. So anywhere you can land it. He's a Missoula guy. He played football for the Grizz actually. So he's a Grizz through and through. So for him to come to ISU for a year and a half and now join the Vandals, he must really like this field.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Big Sky sampler.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see him anywhere but Montana State.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would not join Montana State.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bozeman.
That's awesome.
I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
So this is kind of what you want to get into. Where do you want to go with this career?
That's a tough question because there's a lot of different options you can do. Getting a lot of different experience, doing a lot of different things. The media relations side of the job is super fun. I really enjoy the writing the stories, actually. As boring as that sounds, writing the post-game stories, especially in a win, I'm looking up all these different stats. I'm up till like 2 or 3 a.m., especially if it was a big win over Montana State back-to-back. I'm looking up stats till 2 a.m., getting the story out at 3 a.m., but it kind of really, I enjoy it. So it's kind of weird and stupid, but nerding out a little bit.
No, you're good.
We know when someone shoots like a percentage that hasn't been shot that high in like 10 years, I'm like, wow, what did I just see tonight?
Cool.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Be able to witness that
Yeah,
and
it
be
was
part
super
of that.
cool. And then, unfortunately, we did have a guy for NAU on their squad come in, and he shot like 11 of 11 or something like that. It was like the tied for the best shooting game in NAU history. So I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Sounds like Bama's shooting in the
I know.
16,
No,
like
literally.
21 for 50.
Mark Sears style.
Did
But
that
he
guy?
was-
Seriously.
He's their
And then
big
he,
man, so
like,
it's all layups, though.
Yeah.
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 Then Bama can't hit like a
Nothing against.
nothing against.
Oh my goodness!
Dude,
I can't wait
like it was-
to get into that tournament, and we'll talk MLB in just a little bit, and then after that, I'll talk your guys' heads off about the tournament. I love that.
I'm
stuff.
excited.
Yeah, it's been kind of an interesting tournament, but that's
Yeah, it's one of those tournaments where not much happens, but at the same time, like a lot of the games are also really good if you've been paying attention to stuff. But the end result is a little lackluster as far as upsets go.
Yeah.
for sure.
So-
Cool.
But
Awesome.
yeah,
Well, that's way cool.
yeah.
So shameless plug for ISU, right? Like
Hey, if you
let's
guys-
get out
Yeah.
for those local listeners. We have quite a few here who
Yeah.
listen to our podcast.
If Francis doesn't hit me up for those tickets, I get 2 free tickets a game, and I'm more than happy to share them with whoever likes. Francis, if you're listening and you don't want them, you just let the chat know.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Francis says thanks for putting in the work, Ryan. He means that, Ryan.
Yeah.
And Francis also, last question, what's your favorite LeBron James song?
Gross.
Oh man,
Come on.
that's tough. That's tough. They're all so good. I've been blowing up my wife's TikTok. I've been blowing her up TikTok up with all of them.
Are you a big LeBron James fan?
I'm a Celtics fan, so
Well, I knew that. So
Yeah,
I
not,
didn't know.
not much. Not
I
really.
mean, he's played for the Lakers and the Caps.
Yeah, so I can't say I like
with that
him, but
information.
I respect him. I very much respect him.
I mean,
he's
you
to
like
me.
LeBron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't have anything against the man.
I can't stand him.
Yeah, but no, it's the one that goes like, and it's LeBron James. Listen to the man on the Lakers. Yeah, that one's really good. I think that one's really good. Man in the
That's so
Mirror
cool.
version from Michael Jackson. That
That's
one's
good
probably my
stuff.
favorite. But there's a ton out there that are really good. If I went through my TikTok and pulled them up, we could be here for hours. So
that's hilarious.
they're all so catchy. I don't know how they come up with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, seriously.
TikTok's crazy.
It really
But yeah,
is.
get out, support. Like Ryan said, like ISU needs our support. Let's create
Yes.
that game day atmosphere
Yeah.
for not just football, for all the sports, right?
the sports,
Volleyball
no.
team's looking really good this year.
Yeah, volleyball's looking
Football
awesome.
team.
Football as well. We really need that support. I mean, ISU's athletics is nothing without Pocatello. Pocatello
Mm-hmm.
is the lifeblood of ISU athletics. Without them there, we need you guys. We need everyone there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So cool.
Awesome. Let's move
move
on.
on.
If you want, we'll have you for the rest of the podcast, I suppose.
I'd love to be here for it. Yeah.
MLB, Ryan's. Yes, that's pretty easy to say. Torpedo bats, are they here to stay or will they get banned?
My biggest question is, how are these just barely coming around? I think this should, like with everything that people do and whatnot, how are these just barely becoming a thing?
Right. Did you know that they were actually designed by MIT graduate physicist
No.
that taught physics at the university? I don't know why I know this, but he taught physics at the University of Michigan, and actually quit his job there and went and worked at like some AAA squad, in their analytics department. And so
Wow.
like he wanted to bring like the analytics to like bridge that gap, and he kind of was looking how these were created. I guess there were a few teams that used them last year, a few players that used them last year, and they're just now becoming big because the Yankees hit like 20 home runs when I said they weren't going to win 80 games this year, so that was a little humbling. I might have to issue a personal apology to the Yankees for that, but I won't.
You're not going to.
No, I won't. They're the Yankees. I actually looked up how much Yankee Suck shirt costs. It's about $24.99, in case you were wondering.
Surprised you haven't bought one yet.
I want one real bad. But you did the statistics. It's actually a really cool story how they were developed. But is it going to be one of those things that the MLB's like, all right, this is making the game too unfair. We've had these pitchers where we're checking their hands for foreign substances, but we're allowing you to do whatever you want with bat. Anyway, it'll be interesting. I think it's been a good start to the season, especially for some people on our MLB daily picks.
Yeah.
Some
Some of us are better than others.
not so much. It's because I picked the Yankees to lose, and then
No, you pick them to win, then they lose.
I pick them to win, they lose. The win, pick them to lose, they win. So
Yeah.
There you
I'm just
go.
gonna pick the Yankees the rest
So,
of the season.
pick them to win the rest of the season.
They're gonna win 4
There you
games
go.
this season. They've already won them. So
Yes.
anyway, what do you think? Do you like the torpedo bats? Do you like more scoring in baseball?
I do. Just because I think it brings an edge to baseball, a little more action and excitement in a sense, because I won't lie, I've struggled with baseball. It's just too boring, whatnot. But this brings a little more entertainment and action to it, I feel. So
Yeah.
so I think it'd definitely be a good thing.
Yeah, there's nothing
For
cooler
it.
than you're going to a game, Major League Baseball, and when those home runs, when those balls come off the bat and they're heading towards the outfield, right? Like, and you're like, yeah, like. Anyway, it's just cool. I've been wanting so bad. We need to make a trip to an MLB game because
I love going to baseball games.
Baseball
Oh, man,
games,
they're
like
so fun.
day at the
Mhm.
park.
Yeah.
Get yourself a nice
Going to Dodger games growing up all the time with my dad was super fun. And we
Oh,
don't,
yeah.
I mean, there's always have LDS night, right? At the Dodger games.
Oh,
so we'd
did
always
they?
go for that. Yeah, they have LDS night at the
That's
Dodger
cool.
games. So they'd always have tickets over at church on Sundays. Be like, come get your tickets. So we'd go. They used to have
I'm
all
going
you
to church in LA now.
Yeah, exactly, right. They used to have all you could eat right field pavilion at Dodger Stadium. So
Oh, that's cool.
we would go, and my little brothers and I one year we started bringing backpacks, and they were empty when they were full of Dodger dogs when we left. Our career high, we left with 232 Dodger dogs in our
That's
backpack.
Oh my
Awesome.
gosh.
That was our career high, and my dad has a photo, but our fridge was literally just dogs from the bottom to top in the
That's
shelving.
freaking-
So we lived off those things after the rest of the summer. But we always had so much fun going to the games, and I've been to a few Mariners games with the in-laws. They live in
They have a
Seattle.
pretty sweet
I love it up there.
stadium up there.
Lumen,
T-Mobile,
correct?
yeah,
Or
Lumen. I think
It's
Lumen's
T-Mobile.
the
It's
football
T-Mobile.
stadium now.
Yeah,
T-Mobile, it's a cool stadium.
it's super cool.
like,
They
it's
have
weird where they have them,
yeah.
but it's a cool stadium.
It was really cool. Just walking over there downtown Seattle is super cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool environment. It's a cool vibe up in the PNW, and
Yeah.
I haven't really explored Oregon too much, but the Trailblazers, Portland's could be cool.
Yeah. No,
Going
I've
over there could be
Portland's
pretty
pretty-
sick too. Haven't been over there personally.
been there a couple
Yeah.
times. I went to the Mariners
I wouldn't
game, and I was that
recommend
guy that
Portland.
wore a Red Sox shirt.
Oh, I wear
Mariners game.
my Red Sox gear to every
And
game.
the Mariners and the Rangers, who were the World Series champion the year
Oh
we
yeah,
saw them, they were playing, and we walked around to try to find food. We actually walked around because neither my wife or I actually brought a coat or a jacket
oh man,
that game,
that's tough.
and it got to be towards the night,
Mm-hmm.
and though
It gets
it
chilly.
can get chilly.
It gets
up
cold,
there in the
man.
Puget, is it Puget Sound? Is that right off? Anyway, right off where?
You're all good.
Because it's right on the water,
Yeah,
really close
it's
there.
chilly.
Anyway, it was really cool. But I was walking around and people would be like, "Hey, like Boston, like how's Fenway?" And I was like, "I don't know.
I've never tasted that dirty water.
I haven't tasted that dirty water
Yeah,
yet." So
I was actually lucky enough to go over for my first time across the pond over there just this past summer. My brother-in-law lives over there with his wife and kids, and so we did my in-laws did a whole family trip out there. They're actually watching right now, so shout out you guys. Shout out the Ards.
there you go.
But we did a whole family trip out there, and I mean, I've always told them since I met them that I've always wanted to go out there. I'm a Red Sox, Celtics, Patriots, Bruins guy, and so my brother-in-law showed me around out there, and got to go to the Patriots Stadium. We got to go to spring training, just preseason practice,
Oh, cool.
which was super fun. It was like, oh my goodness, the humidity out there. Southern California, zero humidity, right?
Yeah.
So going just to the East Coast, oh my goodness, I was dying out there. Humidity's no
Yeah.
joke.
It's crazy.
It goes right through you.
Yep, I was
You
drenched
have-
head to toe.
Yeah, like the cold goes right through you, right? Like you
Oh,
can
yeah.
have as many layers as you want on. It's gonna do nothing for you.
Yeah,
Mhm. Good.
Um, and then the summer, like you even think about going outside,
it's
and you're already
crazy.
sweating.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But shout out my wife. She stayed with me for like an hour and a half out at spring training, or I keep saying spring training because we're in baseball season.
Yeah.
The preseason training camp, and I had a T-shirt and got it signed by a few offensive linemen. City Sal. I was super psyched about
cool.
City.
That's really cool.
But it was super fun, and the rest of my in-laws are Seahawks fans, so they didn't really care for it too much.
Yeah.
So they were in the car and chilling and stuff, staying cool. But
Mm-hmm.
I didn't blame them. But it was just so super fun. It was a great experience.
Yeah.
Got to go to TD Garden downtown. We did a whole Boston
cool.
down day, and
That's cool.
My father-in-law took us down on the Freedom Trail. Super fun. Had my first crab cake.
Oh, that's cool.
That was really good and super fun. I do like them warm though. I figured out instead of cold. I like them warm. So, but they're really good.
You want a duck boat tour? by chance?
We unfortunately did not have time to go on the duck boat tours, but the Airbnb we were staying at had some kayaks, and we went out on. Me and my brother-in-law
Oh, that's
almost
way
went out on the dirty lake, and we're just kayaking.
In that dirty water.
Did you taste the
that
dirty
had?
water?
No, we were close. My brother-in-law has three little nephews. They're all under the age of 4, and they were splashing some rocks pretty close, and it's getting a little close. Too close for comfort.
That's awesome. No, that sounds
That's
awesome.
way cool.
Yeah.
Sounds so
It's a
cool.
great memory and experience for you.
Yeah, it was.
so.
But we'll keep talking baseball.
No, you're good. Looks like your mom dropped a comment on here.
Oh, really?
She said that you're not lying. Your fridge was chock full of Dodger dogs.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm not
that's
lying about
pretty
that.
dope.
That's awesome, dude.
Pretty dope.
My brother specifically went pretty hard. They're not the biggest like traditional sports fans. My younger brother loves like what's called BMX biking and skateboarding and what X Games and stuff, and he's all about that. So he's good at it too. So they're lucky he didn't go pro or anything at it because he's really good. And then my other brother, my younger brother, oh my goodness, he does like the ultra marathons, the 50 milers.
That sounds disgusting.
Miserable.
Right? Right?
I don't know if disgusting is the right word.
He like
Obviously, Ryan and I are running marathons every weekend. So
yeah, that's same here, right? I just watch. I don't do anything, right? But no, me and my wife will be like sitting in bed, and then we'll pull up our phone after waking up, and he's like, "Hey guys, just got done with my marathon," and we're like, "What is happening?" Like,
That's crazy.
yeah, my littlest brother's transformation is pretty crazy over the past few years, so we're all pretty impressed with him. And
Good.
I have a little sister
really
as
cool.
well, and we love her to death. She's going on her church mission here pretty soon. Just got her called to the Seattle mission area, so she's gonna be with my in-laws. Actually,
There you go.
So, small world.
hey, I love the vibe, and like I think
It's awesome.
there's a
She's
vibe in
psyched.
Seattle, right? Like,
She's super excited.
and I like it. I
Yeah.
love to visit. Work takes me there every now and again.
Oh,
It's
I'm
really
jealous.
fun.
Yeah.
Pike's Place, going. I usually try.
Yep.
I've been trying to get my work trying to find a conference right during football season so I can go to the Seahawks game.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would have too much PTSD start coming in
yeah.
from watching all the Packers losses to the
Okay.
Seahawks.
I feel that.
Fail Mary,
Yep.
the
Few
onside kick,
memorable
the
ones.
2014. That one
Yeah.
still hurts. Anyway,
No, I completely understand that. I'd probably feel the same way if the Patriots Seahawks Super Bowl went a little differently. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Should have ran the ball.
I know. Hey, that's what I don't say it to them very often, but sometimes I drop the line.
No, so since I guess they're watching, I gotta tell you about this. So a few years ago, me and my brother, we went up to Seattle. We got free tickets. He used to work for the police department here, and a girl he worked with, her dad lives up in Seattle, season ticket owner for the Seahawks. He couldn't go to the game. Asked her if she wanted him. She didn't want to go, so they gave him to my brother for free. 8 rows up from the 50-yard line behind the Seahawks
man,
bench.
That's so cool.
So he just had to pay airfare and hotel, and dude, it was freaking amazing, man. Like,
That's
it
awesome.
was so cool.
That's just something you remember the rest of
Yeah.
your life. That's so cool.
Yeah, like 8 rows up from the 50-yard line,
Yeah.
man. Like, it was freaking
Yeah.
awesome.
well, I had somebody ask me a question. They said, "Why would you go?" So, I like to regularly attend. Like, I'll attend my ISU games. I'll attend my BYU games. I've gone to a Red Sox game or two randomly. Even if the Mariners are playing somebody I don't even care to watch them play, I'm in Seattle. I'll go check them out. Right. Somebody asked me. They were like, "Well, why do you your team's not even playing? Why are you going?" I was like, "Dude, if I can get a ticket to a baseball game for like $20." Right, like because we got like 16 rows up behind home plate for $20 for
Yeah.
the Seattle game we went to.
Wow, that's a great deal.
That's wild.
Like, dude, there's nothing like the vibe for baseball, for football, for like I went to Lambeau Field, that was amazing. Like, there's nothing like the vibe. Like, you can sit on your couch and watch all the football you want, but like, there's nothing like being in the stadium
In person,
Yeah.
it's different.
when the Packers are scoring a touchdown. You know, it's anyway. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you get
That's all
involved
about that.
anywhere at any level. It's kind of like that too. I mean, shout out my best friend Kyle back home. He coaches a local high school baseball, Frontier High School. Check them out. They're doing all right this season. But no, just going to those kinds of games too is super fun with them. Just high school level, watching them. Our old high school won like the state title this past season.
dope.
So we
Right on.
went to one or two of those like state playoff games, and I don't think we had ever really been that close to going to state You have to go to like in Southern Cal or in all the California level, you have to go to like the area and then the region and then state.
Right.
So there's a few different levels you have to go to before just going to state. And I don't think we ever got past like the first 2 levels to go to state
Oh, right.
as far as that goes. So seeing that was pretty cool, and being in that environment's just super fun, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
That's way cool.
Yeah, and it's a lot bigger there than what is here. So we definitely don't see that as much.
For sure.
Like
A little bit more competitive, huh? than
Yeah,
Idaho.
no, I guess, but no, I was just kind of touching on how like any level, if you just get
Yeah, for
invested
sure.
in stuff, you put the work in, it's going to be fun no matter what happens. It's
Yeah,
going to
for
be,
sure.
you're going to be pretty amped up for most results that come out.
Yeah. COVID kind of gave me a taste of what it was like to live life without sports, but
Oh man, that was a tough
it was
time,
a life
wasn't
I
it?
don't want to live.
Never.
seriously.
I didn't
It
know
was
what
really
to,
gloomy.
I didn't know what to do
It was a life
with
I don't-
myself besides Warzone.
I took
back
up gardening actually,
And
that
sports
year,
cards.
Weirdly enough, we
Yes.
did take up. We did. That was like
Yeah.
then. That was when we picked it
Right
up.
when we
yeah.
did.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
time.
That's awesome.
We're the worst.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Walmart 6:30 every morning.
Yeah. Hey, hey, we met there though. That's how we met.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Good times.
Awesome. NCAA basketball bracket challenge going strong.
Yeah.
The tournament was a little, I won't say boring this year. There wasn't as much madness as there usually is.
Yeah.
100% agree.
All 4 number 1 seeds made it to the Final Four. That's kind of
For only the second time in history.
right.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
I think 2007 was the other time it happened.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been fun to watch. I think for me watching BYU's tournament run, I thought that was really good. I think they're really set up to have some success going forward. I'm glad Florida has held on. I think the close calls have hopefully bode well. I need them to win for
I
my
take
bracket.
I take
same-
blame
same-
for
same.
Texas
I
Tech
filled out my
choking that.
bracket and I was like, I can't have SEC teams. I can't have SEC teams. And then I finished my bracket. And I'm like, well, I have an SEC team winning it. Like,
Yeah. Oh man, that's the worst.
Yeah, I jinked Texas
the
Tech
worst.
on that because
yeah, you text and you're like, oh, down,
It-
goes,
it's like-
down goes Alex's bracket.
this is like 7 minutes left. I'm like, there
Yeah.
goes Alex's bracket. Then freaking
man.
Florida starts hitting all these threes in a row, and Texas Tech can't do anything. I'm like, well, this sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can kind of feel the momentum shifting, and you were like, oh man,
Yeah.
here they come. Here they
Duke is
come.
looking, sorry, I know you're
Ugh,
Tar Heel guy.
no.
Duke is looking pretty good. Super flag.
Shire
is
and
pretty-
Flag are unstoppable over there, man.
Should
I-
North Carolina even gotten in?
Was that?
Should NC have even
You're
gotten
going
in?
there, huh?
Oh man,
Into the
It's
tournament.
debatable, but I mean, hey, we took it to who do we beat? Pretty good in that first 4 game.
Who was it? I can't. I'm drawing a blank on who it
I
was.
don't remember who it was.
Hey,
Top of my head.
we deserved to be in more than they did. It looked like so.
Money talks, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, I think we played well in our first 4 game, and it was unfortunate in our first round game that
Yeah.
we couldn't get much going for us on the offensive end. But towards the end there, we gave it a mad comeback, and it was unfortunate that we had that lane violation. If you guys were watching towards the very end,
Yeah, that was
it was
iffy.
a little boneheaded decision by a very veteran player, but we tried our best to make up for it, and unfortunately weren't able to. So it's all good. I think everyone still respects everyone on that squad, and we were sad to see a few seniors go, but I'm really sad to see Elliot Cadeau go personally. He was my guy, that point guard. Man, he can dish that ball. I like it.
Yeah.
But he just committed to Michigan today, actually. So
Oh, did he?
I wouldn't be
sucks for him.
surprised. Wouldn't be surprised if we end up playing the Wolverines this next season somehow, and he comes back to Chapel Hill or
Absolute
something. And
destroy you.
I know he's gonna
Take it
torch us
to
for
ya.
like 20 assists or something like that.
That's how it always goes, though.
Yeah,
Like you lose
revenge
someone,
games go
yep.
hard. Revenge games always go hard. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We got a good 5-star coming in, 5-star center power forward coming in at UNC, which will be fun to watch. And then there's a few transfer guys that we're looking at that
cool.
I've seen have taken a few visits to UNC, but nothing official or anything like that. But one guy from SDSU, one guy from Nevada, Reno, and a few other guys that we're looking at that I've seen. A big man from U of A, which would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it'd be really awesome to get a good squad over there
Yeah.
again and get Hubie, his boys, and get us rolling in that tournament again. It'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
How do
Yeah.
you feel about your head coach?
Hubert Brown?
You went from Dean Smith
Yeah.
to Roy Williams.
Yeah.
A couple iconic head coaches.
Yeah.
Hubert Brown.
Yeah.
He's kind of had some up and down seasons.
Mhm. Yeah, he did well his first 2 years, and then a little bit down the last couple of years with a good year in there. I think the vision is there for Hubert. I think I think there were some player personnel issues that led to kind of a dysfunctional team for one of the seasons. I won't get into that, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But one of our star players ended up leaving, going to U of A, and I love Caleb Love to death, man. He's my guy. But I was super sad to see him go.
He did good for Arizona this year.
Man, I love that guy. I got to work the tournament actually in SLC last season, not this year, but last year. And me and my wife got to be up close, and I got so many pictures of me doing like this to Caleb in the background. I'm a fanboy for Caleb. I love that guy.
That's awesome.
That's way cool.
Super sad to see him go, and I was super psyched when we got that chip, and super sad when we lost to Kansas recently in the chip. And I think college basketball itself is just so up and down these days. You have a good season, then you have a bad season, then you have a great season, then you have an okay season, then you have a championship season, then you're terrible. So it's just super up and down. And I think if he just gets the right guys in there and he does his thing over the offseason, I think we'll be just fine. I'm not too worried about it. But I like his vibe. I think he's an awesome coach. I think he's an awesome guy, it looks like on the outside. I don't know. I'm not at the ISU level with him or anything.
Yeah,
right.
He's super cool. I did see there was an opening actually over at UNC this offseason that already got filled, unfortunately. But me and it's that dang humidity, man. After this Boston trip, I'm like, dude, I don't know.
I don't know if you could do it.
I don't know if I can go east of Colorado these days.
Yeah.
You know?
People on the East Coast are kind of interesting people too.
Sometimes I won't hate on them or anything, but I have met a few East Coasters that I'm like, I'm a little glad I'm from the West Coast. Right. Yeah.
100%.
Best Coast.
Yeah, that's my motto for
That's
sure.
the thing, right?
Yeah.
Going over to the ladies tournament though, there's been some crazy blowouts. LSU lost.
Huskies, let's go.
Huskies, Paige Brashears.
Paige who?
Brashear?
Buckers.
Buckers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, read that too quick. Anyway, she's played amazing. 40-point game.
Crazy.
3 straight games,
lit it up.
30 plus.
I mean, we don't have a Caitlin Clark, but I think you're still seeing like the effect. Like people are still following.
Absolutely.
She'll be on the Dallas
tournament
Wings
pretty
next year.
Was that?
She'll be playing for the Dallas Wings.
Yes. Yeah. She's probably the number one.
Yeah.
Pick, right?
Yeah.
Has to
Haley
be.
Van Lith over at TCU.
Mhm.
Started at Louisville.
She's
had
incredible.
her,
Then went to
whatever
LSU.
happened at LSU.
Yeah.
And then really her
TCU.
coach at TCU has just kind of let them come. They lost, unfortunately, but
But
she played crazy good.
their first Elite Eight in program history. So, in my opinion, that's
She's
a
a
win.
heck of a
That's a win
player.
for that team.
She's a hooper through
Yeah.
and through. She plays on the USA 3-on-3 team. She won the gold 3
That's right.
or the previous Olympics, and then I think they got like bronze this past Olympics or something. But she's a hooper, man. She's
That's
really
way
good.
cool. And then South Carolina actually got kind of
They've been
Yeah.
trailing in a
Scared.
couple of their games,
Yeah.
man.
a little bit closser than
Dawn looks a little nervous
I think-
these days.
yeah.
More
Yeah,
than
she
she
does.
says she's not, but
I know.
We all know she is.
I think
Yeah.
she is. I think it'll be interesting. I think UConn has a good chance to take that tournament. Unfortunately, with USC, University of Southern Cal, not South Carolina, losing Juju
Yes, that's very
William, like-
unfortunate.
Mhm.
Very
Juju
unfortunate.
Williams?
Juju
Watkins.
Watkins.
Watkins. That's I had the W right.
You're right. Yeah.
Anyway,
I just
losing
like to
her
say
to the
that's
AC,
not a
like
dirty play.
that you feel bad for her because
Mhm.
like that.
Unfortunate.
She was a crazy good player. Took that program to heights.
Do you guys know who matches up in the women's Final Four? Who's playing who? Is it UConn versus versus South Carolina, or do they play opposite?
They
teams?
play opposite, I do
okay.
believe.
Gotcha.
Did UConn playing UCLA?
I believe so.
And then USC is playing. Oh, who is it? South Carolina is playing. I lost it.
It's all good. My bad. Sorry for.
No, you're good. I knew who it was.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't write it.
Friday it's South Carolina, Texas, and
Texas, that's who it
UCLA,
was.
UConn.
I mean,
Easily
both games
UConn.
should be quality.
I got
Should
UConn
be
taking
good.
it, man.
They look good.
Just because
They're
Paige, she's playing at an all-time great right now. Then Sarah Strong, dude, she's freaking an amazing. She's a freshman, dude. She's a freaking beast already.
Some
man.
of those girls are incredible. They're
Yeah.
so good.
like
They play-
freaking awesome.
they play
That's
good.
way cool. Chances. I mean, we could do this as a cash or trash. Chances the Jazz actually get the number. They've done a pretty effective job at tanking this year.
Who hasn't though?
Right. Cooper Flag is kind of a big deal. Not Victor Wembanyama, but
He's probably the next best thing though. Pretty close.
Cooper Flag held his own against the Olympic basketball team and
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
when they played. So I think, he has an NBA ready game. Jazz lost 60 games for the first time in franchise history. Chances they get what percentage chance, just right off the top of your head? What percentage chance?
I'll give
They'll
them
get the number
6.4.
Don't the top 3 teams get like
They get 25%, but like
I'll give them
realistically,
I'll give them like a high teen, like 18% chance. I think they got a solid shot. I think Danny Ainge, being a Celtics guy, I think Danny Ainge can will them to the number 1 pick. Just being Danny Ainge, I got confidence in Danny.
I don't know.
Always.
I feel like
that was my motto with the Celtics when he was there. Was always trust Danny.
pretty
That was
good,
my
right?
motto.
He got.
I will get into it with my
Tatum
top
and Jalen Brown
guys
and
of the Celtics later.
those guys.
I go on and on.
It's kind of like with the Eagles in Howie we trust. I don't know what he does sometimes, but in Howie we trust.
I mean, I promise I wasn't planning on picking Jason Tatum when we picked him. So I mean, but look how it turned out.
Who was picked before him? Markelle Fultz and
Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo Ball.
I was all for the Fultz. I was all for Fultz.
You're still on Fultz.
So when we were traded back for Tatum, I was like, oh man, what are we doing? But then, I mean, what weren't we doing? I guess.
Yeah, right.
I just feel like the Jazz's luck is not there, even though we have a 25% chance to get the number 1 seed. Right? Like, I feel like their luck isn't there, and somehow we'll drop out of the top 5 and lose our first round pick.
Kind of like how the Pistons did last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
You guys lose your first round pick if you drop out top 5.
Certainly have. I think it's top 5 protected.
Dang.
But it goes to, I want to say, the Thunder. If we
Thunder don't need any more help.
They don't. That team is so good. But anyway, I'm like, fingers crossed that fortune will shine upon the Jazz and
yeah. Right now it's
this tank will actually play off. But shout out to Jazz fans. Like, I don't know if you've watched. Like, that arena
loyal.
still fills up even though they've only won.
They go there for the unis.
I mean, their unis, their rebrand, their purple rebrand is like one of the best rebrands.
Those black ones are pretty dope too.
The black ones, but shout out, they still fill up the Delta Center.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's way cool. Your Suns look like they're making
Still
a
a
playoff push,
disaster.
and then they proceed to lose like multiple games by.
And then Kevin Durant sprains his ankle.
30 points.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fortunate.
And it
Celtics
does no
looking-
good if we don't miss the playoffs. We don't even have our draft pick anyhow, so it doesn't. We're just screwed right now.
Yeah, it's not.
We have no winning inside.
The team you traded it with is going to be the team that gets the number 1 seed.
Yeah, right.
That's going to work.
Yeah.
Boston's looking pretty good.
Yeah, we look
this
good.
year again.
4 games back of the 1 seed Cavs right now, but
Cavs have.
it's pretty. I think it'll be tough to close in and get that 1 seed with like 8 to 9 games left in the season right now.
Correct.
But, I mean, I still feel good right now. In the I was just looking at the standings actually. In the East, the 7-8 play-in game would be Magic Hawks as it stands currently, and then the 9-10 are the Heat Bulls. So we'd play the winner of the Magic Hawks game. I like our chances against either of those teams. However, the Magic do scare me a little more than the Hawks for sure.
Yeah.
Paolo Banchero.
Paolo's Jason Tatum's boy, so they go way back. But he's a hooper. Franz is a hooper. Wendell Carter Jr.'s great big down there for him. So I think they got a really good squad. They're all super young too. They're all like sub 25.
Team, man.
So they're all looking really good down there. If they just get a little bit more veteran presence, I think over there, they get a superstar who wants to commit. I think they could be a really, really good team in the future. But
Bradley Beal.
I don't know if they're interested in Beal.
Bradley Beal.
There you go.
There you go.
Whatever, they'll get Kevin Durant. Or even worse,
They
they'll
may
get Devin
be a
Booker
little more
again.
interested in KD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, I think the Cavs have played really good this year. No, you don't want to hear that.
Really, really good.
But I think
I'll
the
be the first to
positive for
admit
the Celtics is they're battle tested, right? Like,
Yep. We have
I
the
think
experience. We're ready to roll.
because
100%.
being a Jazz fan, I will tell you, Donovan Mitchell will find a way to blow it in the playoffs.
You think so?
Oh, he did it for us.
Oh
so.
man, I
Didn't
think
even make
he's
past the
so
second
good.
round. His number one's like we were just destroying. I think he's a good player.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on him, but every season of the playoffs, he just always seemed to hurt himself or.
I've never
just
seemed
tried
to
play
remember
hero
that.
ball, and
I've never seemed to see that. But
it was against the Mavs.
that's too bad. I love Donovan Mitchell
Rough one.
personally, just as an average.
I think he's
NBA
a heck of a
watcher.
player.
He's,
He's a
awesome.
baller, man.
Yeah,
One of my favorite Jazz players. If we did top
Him and Gobert
Jazz
together.
players, he'd probably make my.
yeah, he
Top
should be up
five,
there
but-
for sure. Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see how he does. He hasn't. Playoffs haven't been his friend. I guess I should say it that way. Not that he's
understand.
blown it.
Right.
but
The
the
playoffs
West,
just have not been his friend.
I mean, per usual though, the West looks tough. A lot tougher
looks
than that
so
East. Yeah, they're pretty dang good. Thunder are incredible. It'll be interesting though. usually NBA, I mean, all basketball is reffed a little bit differently postseason than it is regular season at any level. So it'll be interesting to see how they call fouls against SGA. If he is getting 20 to 30 free throws a game, and
Seriously.
we'll see. I was a little salty about their win in Boston, and then Converse putting up his logo on TD Garden. I was a little salty, but we'll see how it goes.
There are a couple of teams that have said the rules are different for SGA.
Yeah.
I've
For
heard
everyone
and
else.
seen that
He's
as
I
well.
just like to say,
And I
I've said that
watched
for a couple years now.
He kind of reminds me. Remember the year James Harden won MVP,
I remember.
and the Jazz, like in the playoffs, were guarding him from behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So
Spurs
he
kind of
couldn't
did that
jump
too
into
that
them,
year.
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of feels like that, right? Like I watched the Thunder game the other night, and it just seemed like SGA was just jumping into players, and they
Yeah.
were getting called for the like he was just literally just like jumping into them,
Yeah. Jumping sideways. Like, if
jumping
it's
sideways,
forward,
or yeah,
if it's forward, sure. I mean, because you can
but-
say going for a shot, but a normal shot is not jumping sideways and shooting the ball. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
he's had a heck of a year, but
Absolutely. And he's a heck of a player too.
Yeah, he is.
I mean,
Not trying to discredit him.
no, never, right?
but we are.
Yeah. Yeah, right. No, but I mean, we'll hustle for fouls and get all the good stats and stuff, but it'll just be interesting to see how they call that in the postseason.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And when they have rule changes, I mean, I think after James Harden those couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
they made rule changes. You call them the
ton
Harden
of
rules.
them.
That
Ton of them.
James Harden hasn't done anything since.
Not
right?
too much.
or not too much since. Had time with the Brooklyn Nets, Philadelphia with.
Now with
Clippers.
Clippers,
Clippers and
That's the stadium. Okay, we talked about stadiums. That's the stadium I want to see. I want to go to that Intuit Dome. Looks
Yeah, my
dope.
That's
in-laws
pretty
have a
sweet,
friend who actually works for the Intuit Dome, so he's down there with like doing everything as far as like
really?
Clippers stuff, concerts, special events, venue
Looks
stuff.
like a cool venue.
He sent us a few videos, and it's pretty sick. Just walking in and out of the venue itself, and then going into the arena itself with all the whole 360 ribbon, and then the all the jumbotrons right on top. It looks crazy. It looks pretty crazy.
That'd be sweet, man.
I've seen that when you walk in, it's like facial recognition stuff. So like you pay like just with like your wrist or something like that. It's like it's non-physical stuff. So it's all very interesting. So
That's way cool.
it's pretty crazy
Interesting.
how advanced it is in stuff, I guess.
crazy.
That's way cool. We do a top 5 stadiums you'd like to see a game in. That might make my top 5.
Oh yeah, you should do that. That's a good one.
That'd be a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Let's wrap it up, and then we'll get to cash or trash and the top 5 for the week. NFL GM meetings have happened this week. With head coach meetings there. Ryan, good news. Tush Push ban has been tabled. So, however mad you were that the Packers, presented it, it's been tabled, so you can cool off for like a year.
For now.
For
For
now,
this season,
until it
yeah.
gets
We'll be
banned
back.
next year.
Yeah.
You know what? If I'm just gonna say this, if they're gonna ban it, I'm sorry, the Eagles are better at running something. So if that's the case, why don't we ban Tyreek Hill and Xavier Worthy from running so fast? Because they're better at it than everyone else. Like, come on.
I
But
probably
how
wouldn't
does that
go
put
far,
player
but I do
safety?
agree with you.
By trying to chase
I
them down,
guess-
someone's gonna freaking pull their hammy.
Here's okay, but here's the argument: is we've seen like multiple defensive linemen.
No, Everyone's come out and said there's no evidence found about a higher rate of injuries with the tush push.
But there have been injuries with it, right? Like, how
Serious?
is Tyreek Hill running fast going to injure someone? Or how
I
is
just
some
said
player safe?
someone's going to try to chase them down, and they're going to run too hard and
Well,
pull their
maybe they
hammy.
should just try not to chase them down.
Well, then don't try so hard on the tush push.
Okay,
Stand
but
at the end
It's
zone.
been
waiting
tabled, so
for
we
him.
don't even need to have this argument right now.
You're going to put it on here.
Yeah, I'm just saying because I knew you'd bring it up. Dynamic kickoff looks like it's here to stay. One change is that it does come out instead of to the 30. It will come out to the 35.
It's stupid. I think you should stay 30.
So,
the field's getting
we
too
might as well
short.
do the 50-yard line at this point.
Yeah.
And
They're making
we'll-
it pretty
we'll get
tough on
more.
the defenses.
Mhm.
I get that they're wanting.
I remember back in the days of the
Well,
20.
Yeah, back in the day it was the 20. I
Like,
like
come on, man.
I remember when we kicked or extra points from the 2-yard. I'm just kidding.
yeah.
But I think, that there have been more returns this last year. So I guess there's that. And the thought moving it 5 extra yards to the 35, helps them so you won't be kicking into the end zone.
Yeah.
Still a waste of time on Madden, so you won't be having me kick it. Anyway, I digress a lot. Anyway, another one, NFL partnering with Sony to measure first downs. They will have chain gangs on the sidelines still as a backup, because we all know how technology goes with the NFL. But they're measuring first downs. Again, I don't really see how you're, I mean, I'll be interested to see how it happens.
Yeah.
Obviously, because it could
See how it
happen. They wouldn't
works.
have done it. But I'm interested to see how, yes, you can measure it, but how do you ensure that the player was down, right? Like that's, I guess, my question. So that's another one. Overtime rule is going to be the same in the regular season as it is in the postseason.
I don't lie. I always thought it was.
Both teams will get a chance to have the ball, which I like that rule. And defensive holding and illegal contact is still a first down.
Which I like, because I like, but I dislike. I get both sides, but I like it the way it is, just because if it's 3rd and long and someone knows they're beat, they're just going to grab and hold their guy. They're not going to get penalized for it.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
So
Probably
that's mainly why
right?
I'm for it, is because then you're going to see too much
Something the
crap
Chiefs
like
would
that.
do, right?
Yeah.
Or the Packers.
Mhm.
To you. So
Pretty much.
cool. Do you guys like the rule changes? Any that you hate? They're using replay assist more. That was another.
We'll see how
I
often
think
they
is a
actually
good thing.
use it.
I don't think there was anything too crazy this year is the thing. So there's nothing to hate or to really support or anything like that. Like obviously the more in-depth replay is probably like the biggest thing we can all get behind, especially this past season with the Bills and the Chiefs game in the AFC Championship. I think we all could have used a little more in-depth replay on that last play call with Josh Allen called short. But I won't be hating.
They got to make it work if they're going to do it, though.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely. I see a lot of that technology with like soccer specifically. You see a lot of like the offside stuff, or like determining if the ball fully crossed the plane of the net or the goal.
Right.
Let's get that in football. I think that would be pretty
Dude,
good, right, for the situation.
well, like we mentioned this
hockey,
before,
too.
you know, like with tennis, they have the technology to mark exactly where the ball went out, but they don't have anything for the NFL.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I understand there's a lot more bodies in the way of the ball, but it does feel like with all the money they're pulling in, they could get a little something going.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It'll be interesting to see how that first down, the measuring first downs.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
That would be a nice thing. The other one, I like that they're expanding replay assist. I think there are definitely some, like, pass interferences. I think the blatant pass interferences that are missed. Like, I get that it's a judgment call. It's not as much of a judgment call as people like to say it is. But like the blatant pass interferences, those need to be like replay assist needs to be like, hey, that was wrong.
Yeah.
Replay assist, pass interference.
Yeah, I agree.
Holding. Like,
and it needs to be like
some
the
holding
expedited
calls,
stuff, too. Not this, we got to go under and review
like,
it. It's got to be an expedited thing, or else it's going to make it go too long.
Yeah.
We have the technology.
We do.
It feels like we should at least, right?
Right. And so I like that they're expanding replay assist.
Yeah,
So I think that'll be good. Alrighty. For those who have followed from the sidelines for forever, one of the things that you did back in the day, and from the sidelines 1.0, was cash or trash. So Ryan, I don't know if you've listened, probably not our old episodes.
No, because you can't find them.
But cash or trash. So we'll have a statement, and you can either cash or like the statement, or you can trash it like it's complete garbage, right? Like,
I gotcha.
Terrible. Why did I even make that statement on here?
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Ryan, first one. Cash or trash? Giannis is done in Milwaukee.
Trash.
Trashing it.
Players always talk this all the time, and they always end up staying. I mean, Miles Garrett, for example. I'm done. How many times do you say I'm done?
Yeah.
I'm now the richest man in history.
I thought he was gone for sure. Yeah.
Well, I predicted he'd be an Eagle next year. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of
That
people
didn't go well for you, did
Yeah.
it?
Well, I mean, at least he's not on
Either.
no division rivals or anything.
He's not on the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Ryan, what do you think? Giannis done in Milwaukee?
No, I agree with Ryan. I'd trash that statement. I think Milwaukee is looking to sign Giannis till he's pretty close to done playing. I think they're pretty in on him. I think they just need to build around him. It's unfortunate what happened to Dame this season with the blood clots. He's a hell of a player. Excuse my language. He's a great player.
Well, we're going to get banned now.
I was unfortunately not around when he was here at Weber State to see him play in college when he would come for games at ISU and whatnot. But, man, he's a great player. The Big Sky's always hyping him up on their social media as they should be. He's definitely probably the pride of the Big Sky, and as far as basketball players go, there's a lot of great other players as well. But as far as recent memory, he's definitely the most memorable.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna cash this, and the reason I say it, I think his body language from where it's been to this year, particularly later on this season, we can trash that Doc Rivers is a good coach. We would all trash. I mean,
100%.
You might not.
I'll admit he had great years with the Celtics, but currently I would agree with that as well. He's not what he used to be.
Overrated coach.
He's always been stacked around good players.
Yeah,
and I will go to my grave saying that. Anyway, I think his body language this year has been a lot different. I think Milwaukee is in on him, but I think that given the right opportunity or given more struggles with the Bucks, right, that even though some of the coming up short in the playoffs were Giannis injuries, so how much of that's on the team, I don't know. I just don't see. So I'm cashing that. Giannis is done.
No disagreements with that. No disagreements.
Next one. Transfer portal is good for college football. Start over here with you, Ryan.
Oh man, this is a tough one. Honestly, this might be the toughest cash or trash we got on the list. I am going to say I'm going to slightly cash it. Slightly cash.
You're taking a couple bucks out.
Just a couple, cash, like 5 or 10. But no, I think as far as the immediate popularity of college football and storylines and whatnot, I think this is amazing for that kind of thing, and it makes great for media and makes great for storylines throughout the season. And then it's terrible for the coaches when they lose their star player or something like that. But then you have the opposite side of it, like Ashton Jeanty, where he stayed with Boise State, where he could have gone anywhere in the country he wanted to go, but he stuck around for his last year at BSU, and best running back in college football since Barry Sanders, if not one better, right?
So stumped at the Heisman as well.
I know. I personally agree. I agree. He was definitely robbed of the Heisman. That was a little bit of a popularity contest.
Oh, 100%.
But yeah, I'd cash it. I say it's good right now, at least for the short term of college football and what it's currently being marketed as.
That's awesome.
I'm going to cash as well. I mean, not fully. I'm going to take out
You're
about.
Not taking out like $100, maybe.
I'm going to do about 15 instead of his 5 or 10,
just slightly more.
So
fair enough.
I mean, I like it, but like I said, I don't know. It's still got its pros and cons. It's good just because those players don't have to sit out a year and whatnot, and so, which is good, But then, like those FCS players, I mean, it can be bad for them because then they're going to get. Be able to go to bigger schools and whatnot right away, but then it's kind of like those below, then they can come up to the FCS. So, I mean, it's kind of giving everyone in these kind of lower ones a bigger shot of getting it to the next level.
Yeah, it 100% does.
So I'm going to up it to $50.
$50.
Okay, you talked yourself into it. I like that.
I did.
I'm going full in. I think it's good for college football. So I'm going to cash it. Main reason is I think that there was such a lack of autonomy, right, with college football for a while. We talked a little bit about that on the podcast already, but I think it's good for college football in the fact that like those players that like are the bigger schools that maybe missed out on the preseason QB battle can still have an opportunity to play. Like it's not
Will Howard's story
over for them. Will Howard lost the starting job to I want to say. Is it Avery Johnson? Anyway,
someone
Johnson at Kansas State, right?
Yeah.
And if he lost that, that's but he went to Ohio State, was the right fit for that system, won a national championship, not a Heisman, but won Ohio State the national championship, right? I think that kind of that part of it's cool. I think the kinks will get worked out. You're starting to see a lot more GMs now starting to pop up in college football and around college sports, right? So
college basketball is getting a ton.
kind of taking that stress off of the coach and kind of helping, that way. But I think it's good. The mobility is, in the end, will be good for players. Like, it stinks for ISU to lose a player like Logan George, but it gives them so much more of an ability to kind of put him, like, not dogging on ISU, but you're going to get a lot more visibility at Ohio State.
I do understand that. Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
so I think it's good for the players and I think it's good for the sport. I do think that there needs to be a fine line, and I think it will bring parity to league because you won't have like 25-star defensive linemen sitting waiting at Bama.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to go where they can get playing time. If they didn't get playing time at Bama, it doesn't, look, and the coaches have the ability to go to these players and say, hey, I want what's best for you. I think you should go into the transfer portal.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
if they're not feeling the fit,
or if the fit's not there, if they're kind of being a what's the word I'm looking for, like a cancer in the locker room.
Yeah,
The
something
coaches
like
can be like, hey, you need to get out of here.
Yeah, need to hit the portal. Yeah.
So I think it's good,
That's what I do in college football 25 sometimes.
right?
I'm like, listen, you got to get going. Buddy.
Fun fact. I'm not going to bring that up. College football 25. Didn't even realize it. Recruited 6 quarterbacks. So I have 6 freshman quarterbacks on my team right now.
Nice,
So
nice.
we're set for years to come.
Yeah.
But
I love
have to
I love doing the
encourage half
recruiting
of
in
them
it.
to
It's fun.
transfer. So
That's what I'm actually just about to start. Over the weekend, I finally had a free weekend. It was nice. I did a middle linebacker road to glory real quick, busted out a
That's
few
cool.
season, which was fun, and then I decided I'm going to start a like a GM or a head coaching one where I just send all the games and I don't play any of them. I just see how it goes, and I'm fully recruiting.
It's
basically.
kind of more fun than playing. I won't lie.
I feel like it might
No,
be.
that was
some
Ryan's favorite
exciting. Yeah, no, my buddy Kyle, I shouted out earlier. He's probably the best video game player I've ever played with. So, if you guys feel like you're good, I dare you to give him a challenge. He's pretty good.
Heck yeah.
He his squad is Air Force, so he's taking the Fighting Falcons all the way.
That's
Air
awesome.
Force, nice. That's
awesome.
dope.
Ask Ryan how some national championships went on that game
Oh man,
against
little
me
brutal.
when you were Oregon.
The biggest
Ohio
complaint
State.
about that game is
Oh my gosh.
the swing shifts, man. Like you throw one pick,
Yeah.
game over, man, because
Yeah.
it's pick after pick after that, man.
it feels like the computer just reads your every move. Then,
Yeah.
and then it's like these guys are taking credit for it, right?
yeah.
Played my brother.
this
and he
guy.
threw 12 picks.
Oh my goodness.
Like I'm sorry, that's not realistic, man.
At that, but we're also my brother and I are like 5 seasons deep in
Yeah.
in a dynasty right now. Like we've just been playing it, so like there really aren't any players who currently play on the
Yep.
team on our teams anymore. It's gotten really fun. So you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
you
what
have your
gets
team
good.
that you've recruited.
Once you
so
get
it's-
like past season 5, it really does get good.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. It's a good game. Sorry,
We got a little off
I
topic
digress.
there.
I've
No,
digressed
That's
so much.
That's my
today.
mom
That's-
and me. I just
that's
take
the
us off a
podcast,
totally
yeah.
different road.
Torpedo bat should be banned.
I'm gonna trash it.
I'm gonna trash it.
I agree. I'd trash it. I'm just an average fan. I think it's fun to watch. Just
Right,
I
it's-
hate the Yankees, but it's still fun to watch all the home runs. So
It's banned
It should
unless
be
they're
banned
using
for the
against the Red
Yankees.
Sox.
Everyone else can use it. Yankees cannot.
yeah, it'll be fun to see how MLB integrates it and gets it going moving forward.
But leave it to the Yankees to do something illegal. That's just like the evil empire. Right, Darth? I'm just kidding.
Francis, right?
All right. On kind of the opposite end of that, pitchers need their sticky stuff back. If we're not going to ban torpedo bats, pitchers need the ability to, use a little bit of rosin and water and create better grip on the ball. Cashing or trashing it, Ryan?
Oh, that's tough, man. I mean, because it's kind of like looking at this just popped in my head, I mean, they're giving these advantages kind of the offense. We see that in the NFL. A lot of advantages
Offense
towards
makes
the
money,
offense.
right? Defense wins championships.
Yep. So, I mean, I don't see them. I don't know my opinion. Like, I feel if you're going to let them use something, I mean, who knows what the whole deal is on these torpedo bats, if they'll be illegal or whatnot coming, but I don't know. This one's tough. I mean, I'm going to trash it, I guess. I don't know. I'm conflicted on this one. I won't lie. Like,
I'm gonna cash it, right? Because I think it dilutes the game when the advantage. It's just like the offense, right?
mm-hmm.
Defensive players can't touch offensive players in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, basically,
with football, right? Like there's so much that the offensive players can do, and the defensive players have such strict rules to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, for me, it's that thing. Like, I think it dilutes the game when you just cater just to the offense, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna trash it or cash it. Sorry,
Cash it.
I think they need to bring pitchers should have the ability. Let's not get like stick 'em, but like the ability.
Just a little
to have
bit of rosin never
more.
hurt
A little bit of
anybody.
rosin never hurt no one.
Yeah, no. I'm pretty unbiased on this one. Just as a sports fan, it'd be more fun to see what they could do with it, right? If you're
Mhm.
pushing the limits of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
But the purist in me says trash it to keep the sports integrity. But no, I think I'll cash this one as well and let my my pitcher friend says he'd trash it though. He's a pitcher and he says most pitchers are using a little bit of something, but he likes to see more movement off of pitches when there's not anything on there, and just
Interesting.
he feels when he's pitching there's more strikeouts.
Hmm.
But it's true though, when he is pitching there's more strikeouts. Got to check out our high school record book. Kyle Cortez, look him up.
Okay. This is the same Kyle you've been mentioning.
Yeah,
Few
I've
times
been
on
shouting him
Friday.
out all
That's
stream.
cool.
Right on, nice.
That's my guy. But yeah, we'll
Appreciate you tuning in, Kyle.
No, I think that's really cool. It's
I'll
cool
switch
to, get
to
that
trash
perspective.
just for him. I'll switch to
trash.
trash.
No, I
Yes.
like it. I like that perspective too, right? Like
Yeah, he's a pitcher, so
Mhm.
he'd know.
that, that's way cool. All right, last one for today. The dynamic kickoff is better than the traditional kickoff.
Trash.
Trash.
I
This
trash
is
it. You
easy.
get more returns. But do you really? Like, I don't feel like I watched any more returns this year.
Nah, the sports.
Well, I mean, the
sport's not
fact that
same.
And there were less to the house. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess you had the Washington Commanders and Dallas Cowboys game. It was
That game was
crazy,
crazy.
right?
Yeah, that one was
But-
wild.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like I watched a whole ton more
Mm-mm.
kickoff returns. I
Well,
felt
the
like-
fact that they keep skewing the kickers up as well is dumb.
Yeah, I get the safety, however, it just doesn't hit the same.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and the fact that players can't move till the ball's touched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that.
But they're also on the opposite side of the 50 now as well, instead of starting back on the 30 with the kicker. So
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It's,
I think across the board we're trashing that, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
There's a funny episode on South Park about they start playing football with balloons and stuff. And it's a pretty funny episode that kind of touches on a little bit similarities of that. So it's
Like
super
that.
funny.
It's
Okay.
like that Kevin Hart skit that he did on Good Morning Football a while back, where he's like, "This is how you have to tackle a quarterback," and it's like, "Would you like your
Yeah.
blanket,
It's pretty
pillow?"
similar.
Like,
It's pretty similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, he called it sarcastaball, and he made it in spite
Sarcastaball.
because he was being sarcastic about the NFL turning a little bit more soft, and
Mhm.
he's just like, well, why don't we play with balloons? And everybody just says thank you all the time, and you have to pass the balloon off if you get tackled to the other team, and all this nice stuff,
Yeah.
bunch of
That's
silly
funny.
stuff, and it was a funny episode.
that's,
That's
awesome. Well, cool. Let's hit our top 5.
Yeah.
Let's start. I can go first.
Yeah. So we did our top 5 Boston Celtic players since 2000. So we kind of did this more for Ryan since
Yeah.
he's on and he's a Celtics fan.
Needed it.
And so
I had
this
fun.
might be more towards his favorite players on the Celtics since then.
I have both. I got both lists for you guys.
Cash
There you
money,
go.
man.
Yeah, I knew
So-
it'd come to that.
Okay, hit
Perfect.
that. So I think we'll finish. Oh, we're hitting mics all over the place here.
I'll hit
I think
mine
we'll
too.
finish. There you go. No. We'll finish with you because you're the
Sounds
true.
good.
You're the true green
I'll
Boston Reds or Boston
Yeah,
Celtics.
I'm always rocking my Celtics
Sorry.
wristband.
Got my-
always
oh.
rocking the green.
Is there any
You're
special
aware.
sentimental value to it, or
No, just a coworker of mine when I first started at ISU said he had a brother who worked in these wristbands, and he got me a bunch of them, and one of them was a Celtics one. I was like, oh, I'm not taking this off. So
All
That's
right, on.
dope.
been
Cool.
on for a few years now.
This time of year, I mean, most of my shirts end up being a Boston Red Sox shirt.
Yeah,
So
if it's not ISU gear, it's usually a Boston something gear.
I remember
that's
that
awesome.
when I did my internships. Is ISU everything, man? Like,
Yeah, that's what
That
I
is
got
awesome.
a lot on right now all
Mhm.
the time.
It's dope.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions. So again, Ray John Rondo.
Hmm.
I think he was an integral part into those finals teams with the Doc Rivers we talked about a little bit earlier. Kendrick Perkins, kind of the same. I'm not sure I like him as a media pundit.
No, he's awful.
Yeah.
He's terrible,
Yeah.
but he kind of held down the paint for them.
I agree.
And,
I agree.
You know, I think they another one. This is kind of this one is right when I first started getting into basketball. Right, back in the day, the Paul Pierce, Antoine Walker days.
Mm-hmm.
Antoine Walker was a beast when he played for the Celtics.
He's a really
got
good.
traded to the Mavericks. I
Too bad he's
believe.
freaking bankrupt, man.
Ended up in
I
the
know.
with the Heat. Anyway, brutally
Yeah.
liked Antoine
Yep.
Walker. He was a beast.
He was
Underrated.
definitely one of the faces of our franchise in the early kind of 2000s.
2000s,
era.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right when I first started getting into basketball. Right.
Same.
So,
Same.
my number 5, and this guy's getting on here just because I like him as a player, not necessarily Boston Celtics fans might hate me for saying this, but Kyrie Irving.
Oh yeah.
I
got a
think
little salty flavor
he-
in my mouth now.
There's a little saltness towards him
Yeah.
when he said he was coming back and then went and signed with the Brooklyn Nets, right? But Kyrie's a heck of a player, and I don't think that
absolutely.
Gordon Hayward Kyrie era didn't really pan out after the first play
Man.
for some reason. I can't remember why.
I remember I was walking, so that's when I was still up at BYUI. I was walking home from work. I worked at the testing center up there. Walking home, had it on my phone, was on the texting my roommate while it was going on. He's like, "Are you watching?" I was like, "I got it up on my phone. I'm watching Tip right now." And he was like, "Dude, turn it off." I was like, "What?" He's like,
Yeah,
"You're not gonna want to watch
Gordon
it." Literally,
Hayward,
like
man,
2
that's
seconds
brutal.
later, and it happened. I was like, "No."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was
Well,
pretty down
Yeah.
in the dark those few seasons. I was sad.
Yeah. I remember watching that
It
live
worked
too,
out
man.
because
That's,
if that would have panned out, I mean, you guys got Jason Tatum while they both were on the team still, right? But
right after we
I
drafted
don't think
him.
you get to where you are now.
Yeah.
Right? Hindsight 2020.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember Hayward saying that was a play he had done millions of times, and I'd watched him do millions of times in
Yeah.
Utah, right? And
It's just an easy little,
one.
it's nothing crazy. It wasn't like it was doing a 360 or anything.
Yeah.
Just doing a layup,
just
going up.
normal jump, and
Oh man, that was sad. I
was-
was depressed that season to say the least.
I was like, oh,
I was
his
playing with
season's
them
over,
all
man.
night on 2K. I promise. yeah.
Which was really sad because I feel like that just derailed Hayward's career.
Yeah.
And I didn't like him for a few years after he left Utah. Kind of
A little salty
same
as well. I
Kyrie, little
understand. Yeah.
saltiness.
And there's no hate towards Kyrie these days, especially since our track record against him since he's left. But Brooklyn Kyrie, there's a little bit of hate, but Dallas Kyrie, I still love him to death.
Yeah.
And before he came to Boston, I loved him to death too. He was killing us on the Cavs, but dude, I had no reason to hate the guy. He was stellar. He
Cav-
was incredible.
Amazing
That
handles.
2016, I mean, Cavs team, that was
Crazy, bro.
crazy.
That shot,
Crazy stuff,
shot
yeah.
for the finals.
shot
man.
over-
I was
yeah.
watching that with my dad in our living room. Oh, we were going crazy.
I was
crazy.
pissed about it.
Anything to beat the Warriors.
Number 4, there might be a little salt for this one too, but Ray Allen.
No salt there.
I love Ray Allen.
Yeah,
Why would there be
Big
salt?
part-
because he
Well,
left for Miami
he left for Miami.
Yeah.
And then
for the
Yeah,
Heat.
yeah, I get that, but I didn't think it'd be salt.
There was a lot of salt.
there was a little
actually.
salt.
I was salty.
Like
at him
the
for
08
a long-
team
Yeah.
is apparently was still
Oh, yeah.
salty, or
They've made amends.
Still,
the
they've
last,
made
like,
amends,
2
yeah,
years
but-
recent.
I
It's
do
pretty
remember that
recent.
big
they would have
yeah.
get-togethers and not invite him.
Oh yeah,
That's
it
right,
was
I
a
remember
huge
that now,
thing.
yeah.
And I was pretty pissed off at the guy as well for like solid 5 to 10 years of my life. I didn't even know the guy, but I was like, no, he's not even in the top 5 all-time Celtics. He's terrible. But no,
real quick,
I love the guy now. He's awesome.
honorable mention, forgot to mention him, Jaylen Brown,
Yep, it's my boy.
Mhm.
NBA Finals MVP, underrated.
That's
I feel
my wife's
like-
favorite Celtic.
Jaylen
Right
Brown.
there, yeah.
He's good. Number 3, Paul Pierce.
hmm
Can't have that list without Paul Pierce on here. Number 2, Kevin Garnett.
hmm
Totally changed that culture during that time when he came from the Timberwolves there.
Mhm.
And then number 1 has to be Jason Tatum. One of my favorite players in the NBA right now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
mine as well. I know he
Even
gets
though
a
he
lot
plays for the Celtics.
Yeah, no, he gets a lot of hate online. Actually,
He
but,
wanted to play for the Suns.
He wanted to.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
he
hard
actually
not
wanted
to.
to be drafted by the Suns, but
I'd love to get drafted by Phoenix. They're awesome location. Yeah,
But Jason Tatum, I think he's one of the best players in the game right now.
Yeah.
And
I love the guy to death. I
Yeah.
think he deserves a lot more credit than he gets sometimes.
Mhm.
who do you got?
All right. Just a couple honorable mentions. And I'm going to go through mine a little quicker. Walker and Jaylen Brown for my honorable mentions. I mean, there's still a bunch of others you can put
I'm
out
glad you
there.
had Antoine Walker on there.
You know, I was surprised you did too. Honestly, I'm like, because that's when I think Boston Celtics early 2000s, Paul Pierce, Antoine Walker, man, those two could shoot them threes like no other.
If you're watching the Celtics in the early 2000s, then Antoine Walker has to be on your list.
there. Yeah,
him and Paul Pierce carried the franchise back then.
100%. My number 5, I put Jason Tatum, only because he's
number
young.
5, huh?
Only because he's young and he's not. He hasn't been there as long as Pierce and whatnot. So
Yeah.
I respect it.
So I mean, he'll eventually move up, but then I can't go. I have Rondo, Allen, Garnett, then Pierce be number 1. You know, I mean, when you think of the Celtics, you think of Paul Pierce.
It's true.
I mean,
it's true.
So that's why I got him at my number 1. And with those 4, those guys were. Rondo was an amazing guard.
Yep.
With those 3.
Yep.
And so.
I think if you're going off skill, though.
But those 4 I put there, they got him championship and had a lot of good years there. You know, just longevity. So that's why I got them as top 4 in Dallas.
Can't hate it.
Or Tatum 5.
I respect it.
So
there you go.
I was kind of a little more.
I didn't even put Kyrie as an honorable mention.
Neither
because he didn't deserve it.
No, not at all. I was kind of similar to Ryan in the list in the sense that I kind of honored accolades and overall longevity of career on the Celtics a little bit more than best ability, if you'd say that. But on my list, I have Walker, honorable mention, Rajon, honorable mention, JB, Jaylen Brown, honorable mention. And then getting into top 5, I got Ray Allen, top 5 as 5. My boy, Isaiah Thomas, 4. That's my guy.
I thought about him, but I wasn't 100% sure.
That's my guy. He's
Dude.
To ruin spoiler. He's my number 1 on my favorite. That is my absolute favorite Celtic of all time. Larry Bird is up there as well, but as far as me being able to watch, he is my favorite Celtic of all time. Being able to watch it,
he had heart.
His season when he took us to the Eastern Conference Finals to Game 7 against the Cavs, I have never had that much Celtic pride in my entire. I'm gonna get going on stream right now. I'm going crazy, but no, he's definitely my boy. Crazy story for you guys. My mother-in-law used to work at a dentist in the Seattle area in Sammamish. Isaiah Thomas and Nate Robinson, you went to UW. They're Seattle boys. They went to her children. Their children went to her dentist office, and she was the receptionist. So she's met Nate Robinson and Isaiah Thomas. And,
that's so cool.
It was unfortunate because she stopped working there pretty soon after Isaiah came in for the first time, and I was full on, had my jersey in the mail, ready to go. I was like, Mom, you need to get this going for me. IT needs to sign this, but he's actually a very humble guy. He's playing for the Salt Lake G League affiliate.
Yeah.
And I would kill to go to a game down there.
Dude, it's still crazy that he's not in the league. Like,
he's hooping down there too. He's averaging like 35 plus a game.
It's so weird. Like his career, like what he did for the Celtics, then after that is like
it's super unfortunate.
Well, he has his hip injury.
His hip injury really derailed.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. He wasn't the same, honestly, but he's doing well in the G League. He had to stint a little bit with the Nuggets, the Lakers after the Celtics,
signed with the Suns too.
Yep. So it's really unfortunate that he can't land an NBA gig, but I wish nothing but I really hope we re-sign him. I really do. He's my favorite Celtic of all time in the 2000s.
I remember him.
Going off the list still, number 3, I got Jason, my boy Tatum. He probably would be up one more if I was going off skill level at his prime right now. I still think he's getting better. I don't think he's at his peak. Still think he's getting better. 2, I got KG. 1, I got the truth, Paul Pierce. Think Celtics. I agree. You think Celtics, you think the truth. Especially in the 2000s, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Then my favorites of all time. I could go on and on and on. I got a bunch of honorable mentions for you guys. I'll bust out real quick. White Mamba, Brian Scalabrine.
Oh yeah.
I pulled his auto. I pulled his auto out of one of the basketball card boxes that we were pulling back in the day. So I have that right up on my wall. Tony Allen, locked down on defense, just got his jersey hung up in the rafters at Memphis. So I'm really hoping the Celtics kind of honor him the same way. We wouldn't have won the championship in 08 without him. My boy, Jonas Jerebko, deadly from 3.
Oh, man.
He's a very forgotten Celtic, but I love Jonas Jerebko.
Rajon. Time with the Jazz.
Yeah, he signed with the Jazz after that, too. He was my 2K GOAT right there. That's how I won a lot of games. Ray Jean's an honorable mention, but he probably should be up higher. Ray Jean's honestly a big reason why I fell in love with basketball too. The way he played his style, I wish I was a little bit tinier and a little bit faster so I could be a point guard like him. I was trying to bust out behind the back all the time when I was in like 8th grade. That did not go well, but it was fun. Pritchard, love.
Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah. Peyton Pritchard breaking, no, it was Derek White. Derek White broke the all-time record for most made threes in a single season. But the crazy part is Jason Tatum and Pritchard are both going to break that record before the season's over as well. So we'll have a new top 3 by the season's over.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Francis has been high on Pritchard for years.
I love Pritchard. I have a few of his rookie cards.
Yeah.
I have a few of his rookie cards.
He pulls rookie cards.
I think we pulled a couple of his rookie card autos.
Yeah, I love
I might still have them. I don't know.
I got to talk to you about it if you do then, for sure.
Hey, win our bracket challenge and
I'll try.
be the one.
I'll try.
I'd have to do some digging, man.
Let's go for
I got
it.
thousands of cards to dig through.
Ray Allen is an honorable mention. Tough overcoming what happened after he left, but enough time has passed. It's gone now. Eddie House is one of my favorites as well. Eddie House, the long high socks all the way.
Yes.
Yep.
He was an absolute menace on defense, and then he'd make some threes on the other end.
He's very streaky on threes. I remember
go
that.
Crazy
Yeah.
when he was threes.
But when he got going, man, he got going.
He really did. And then the truest Celtic through and through, Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know in my Boston accent. Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart.
But yeah, that's my honorable mentions right there. And then 5, Jaylen Brown. 4, I lied to you. 4, Jaylen Brown. 5 was Marcus Smart. Lied to you guys. 4, Jaylen Brown. 3, Paul Pierce. 2, Jason Tatum. 1, Isaiah Thomas. I got so many IT jerseys in the closet.
That's awesome.
So cool.
And the Christmas one's my favorite. Back in the day, those Christmas Day jerseys were
They
sexy.
need to
Was
bring
it all-
those back?
Dude, that's something we could go
Was
on.
it the all green ones?
Yeah.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
like
yeah.
the white cursive lettering with like the
Yeah.
little snowflakes.
Yep.
Those were beautiful. And then I have some. He had remember like when PG would have his first or second signature shoe back on like the Pacers way back in the day. Isaiah Thomas has like a Celtics colorway, player exclusive. And there's a few that released, so I got a pair of that for hooping, and I absolutely love those things. They're beautiful. So
Heck yeah.
I love those, and I got a few of his autos that I like to keep stashed, and a few of his cards that I'm always collecting. So
Heck yeah.
if anyone has any good Isaiah Thomas cards, you hit me up. I'm a buyer. But I love that guy to death. He can do no wrong in my eyes, and I'm following him on social media all the time. I got his posts on notifications, and
That's awesome.
I would absolutely kill to run into him one of these days in like a Salt Lake game or something like that when it's down there. So that'd be cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
Man.
But yeah, that's my
That's
list for
awesome.
you guys. Hope it was a good one, everyone out there
No,
listening.
I like that you did the skill level and then you did favorite players.
Skill level, I would
Those
definitely have
two.
KG probably as my number 1 if we're going skill level, and then Tatum, and then Pierce. And then after that, the list gets a little bit messy, but probably Ray Jean would be up there too if we're talking skill.
He was
level.
skilled with passing.
Man,
man.
he's good.
He had some.
So
He's
good.
he's the original Russell Westbrook with those triple doubles, man. No one was doing it like him before that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I think in was it 09 or was it, because I think the Lakers beat the Magic in 09.
The year after we won
Yeah.
it. No,
Or
so
was it-
we went. There was 3 years in a row, wasn't it, where it was Lakers, Celtics, Lakers, Celtics, Lakers, Celtics. They beat us, we lost. Then we beat them, and then we lost to them again. And then the Magic beat
I
us.
think it was,
No,
Lakers,
no,
Celtics,
nope,
Lakers.
nope. I lied to you. That's 100% right. It was just the 2 years.
Yeah,
And then the year after,
which those were good
we won.
finals, both
Oh,
of them.
dude,
So
those
good with
those
Kobe
2
Yeah.
years.
and his.
Oh man. R.I.P. Mamba. I love that guy to death. But back then, he got
you
me
seen that?
hot.
You seen that, right?
You got a tat?
You can't even see it,
Kobe.
right? See how
Oh, there
flexible
you
you
go.
are,
Yeah.
Ryan.
No, that tattoo's nice. I like that
Yeah.
tattoo.
Of
That's
Kobe.
nice. Yeah. He's such a great influence in life. He's such a great role model to have.
Mama
But,
mentality.
His death was not an accident.
but back in the day, man, I was
Ooh,
not a
You're
coach. I was a hater for sure. I was wishing the worst.
Yeah.
But
No,
Look
you
at
hated
that-
playing
but
the
that's-
guy, dude. Like, he
I
was
know.
amazing.
that second time they played,
yeah.
Rondo was like the glue.
Yep. 100%.
Like,
Rondo's the reason we won. 100%.
Rondo played integral. Like I think
Yes.
everyone thinks KG Pierce, but I think Rondo. You don't win those championships without
You're
Rondo.
not getting the looks. You're not getting those shots
Or
to even go
championship.
up without Rondo dishing it or Rondo dribbling where he got to. So
Getting
Rondo,
out, dishing it out.
he's the instigator. He's how he got there for sure.
And weirdly enough, right after, I mean, he kind of he's put a career together.
Mm-hmm. I thought his
Right,
career
there's
wouldn't do too hot after he left for the Mavs.
He didn't do
but
too hot. So,
I thought he did well for himself, which I was happy for.
Yeah.
well, cool. Well, Ryan, thank you so much.
Just like I got another story for when I think of the Celtics, and I don't know how many other people remember this. I'm sure you both do. I remember waking up one morning. I want to say it was a Sunday morning. Wake up and it's got Paul Pierce was stabbed in the back like 28 times or so. So I mean, that was a great story for him to be able
That
to
season was
come
crazy.
back and be able to recover from all that. Man,
Yeah.
I forgot.
like getting stabbed that much in the back and
It's crazy.
being out, not dying, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's similar to like Ricky Pearsall in the Niners too, right?
Yeah.
Like stuff
True.
like that is so inspiring and crazy and cool.
Mhm.
It's just
Yeah.
like-
So
So
yeah, I'd
that's
throw
why I
that
love,
one out
that's
there.
why I
while-
love sports so much.
While we're on the Celtics, so
Yeah,
might as
no,
well.
Celtics are awesome. I could talk all day about my Celtics, my Patriots, and then
Mhm.
a little bit about the Red Sox, a little bit about
Yeah.
the Bruins.
Well, we'll definitely have to have you on again when
I'd
we
love
Sure.
to.
when
Yeah,
we go
I'd
into
love
depth
to.
on the Patriots division, whatnot. So
Yeah,
so it's
Talk
gonna be a
about
lot
some
of fun.
sports cards too.
yeah. I'll have to
Yeah.
bring some out for you guys.
Heck yeah, do
There
it.
you
That'd
go.
be sweet.
Yeah. See what
For sure.
it's about.
Well, cool, Ryan. Thanks for joining us. Thanks
Yeah,
for talking
thanks for
some
having me.
ISU with us.
Yeah,
I think that was really fun. So
cool. Glad to give you guys a little insight.
enjoyed
Heck yeah.
having you on, and thanks everyone on the Facebook Live and on the podcast for listening, tuning in. Make sure to catch us on any of the major podcast distributors: Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, Buzzsprout.
You name it, we're there.
Everywhere we're there. Yeah. Have a good week,
Thanks
everyone.
for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks, Ryan.